That's our opener, right? You were recording, right?
I've been recording. Unfortunately, I forgot to
Okay.
unmute my mic in OBS, so none of mine picked up.
Motherfucker! We have to. That was such a good
Oopsie, DAGYAA.
Just record it up Discord or some shit. I don't know.
I guess that's not possible.
I did a fuck you, lucky DAGYAA.
That should be the title for this episode. Oopsie, DAGYAA.
Oopsie, DAGYAA.
I feel like we're for every episode.
I think it should be. I should call her DAGYAA.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the DigiVerse DiveCast, the only Digimon podcast that DAGYAA.
DAGYAA.
We did it. We're in 02. Yay!
Yay! There's nothing bad after this series, right?
Nope.
True.
All uphill from here.
All uphill.
Brackets. Momo actually believes this.
Yeah, you're gonna be enjoying Try, buddy.
What about the
I thought we were talking specifically about 02.
No. Okay.
What about the dub episodes, Lotte?
It only gets worse.
We're not talking about dub yet. We're not talking about the fucking dub yet, all right?
So there's a graph somewhere where it's the Digimon Japanese, dub, and it's a line constantly pretty much mostly going upwards.
Yeah.
And then there's the English where it starts off worse than the dub, but it only gets worse and then gets better.
So, well, you know what? It's been 3 weeks since we last recorded. There's been some pretty significant happenings, I think.
Yeah.
So we can talk about that. I don't have anything in particular because the most important thing I did over the past 3 weeks is something Bridget's going to talk about. So for now, just whoever wants to go can go.
Well, I guess I'll go first. Not much change with me. I suddenly felt compelled to build Blackboard Greymon, so I've been getting some Blackboard Greymon cards. I just working away at my job. Not really had much time to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Very tired.
Yeah.
That's about it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I might get a new job.
Yeah.
I interviewed for a card shop near me because they opened a position, and I'm just don't work a 40-hour-a-week job if you can help it. Jesus Christ, they fucking suck, dude.
I'm doing 50.
They better be paying you overtime.
Oh, of course. And I get paid pretty well, so.
Oh, look at you, Mr. Moneybags. Anyways.
Is that it?
Anyways.
That's pretty much it for me. Yeah, no.
Angel?
It was my birthday, like a week and a half ago.
It sure was.
Yeah. I slept through most of it because I had work that day.
Aww.
The American dream, huh?
Yeah. Fucking Persona 3. Persona 3 is still good. Happy to report.
I've been playing
Big news.
Big news.
Is this big news? Is this truly big news that Persona 3 is a good game?
Big
news. Best game of all time is still good.
Yeah. Oh, I guess, well, one thing I did that I've basically done nothing but play Grand Blue Fantasy Relink for the past 2 weeks.
I was about to say, that's also been a lot of my past 3 weeks. It's just, Grand Blue.
In fact, because of Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, both Bridget and I had to finish watching our episodes 20 minutes ago because we were up till 3 in the morning last night.
I think they should be killed for releasing Relink and Persona 3 Reload both at the same time. What the fuck were they thinking?
I just didn't bother with Persona. I'm like, nah. I can only use one time sync, not fucking two. Fuck off.
I did not finish Grand Blue before I got to Persona. I got 7 chapters in and said, okay, Persona's out. I need to play that.
We're on we're on Maniac, which is I think the second to last end game tier, and then we're on Proud, which is basically where the real game begins, but for real this time.
Yeah. We're halfway through the second to last tier of difficulty, and apparently Proud is at the level of just FF14 Savage Raids. I've seen snippets of some of those fights, and those are literally just Savage Raids.
Be excited for when Impossible comes out.
I I have like most of my characters' kin in that game like ready, and people are like, "Yeah, like the things you haven't gone ready yet. Those are going to fuck you. I'm proud."
Damn.
It's fine.
Like literally, my character's 2 skill trees are both filled out, and it's not going to be enough for when I reach that difficulty.
It's so fun.
Okay, but what's your crit rate?
I don't have the game open right now. I can't check, but it's
I
pretty
think my
high.
crit rate on Bane is like 94%.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
just hit over 90% on Charlotta last night because
I'm pretty sure it's over 90. I think it's over 90.
Now I'm so starved for damage cap sigils. I'm so starved for them. I'm constantly hitting cap, and it's so fucking frustrating.
I'm so glad everybody gets to experience what I do. For those unaware, I'm a fucking Grand Blue the Gacha fiend, and I have a very expensive light grid.
Money.
Yeah.
Money.
It's
Anyways,
funny
we should
'cause I
talk
got
about the
most-
episode.
Well, Bridget also did something really important last week. I think we should probably talk about.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I did a stream where I made $1,500.
You sure did.
We went for 24 hours. I think wasn't one of the last big donation was like I needed to take like just an hour nap in like near the end of it because I was just getting dead, and then I woke up and people were like, "Hey, check the golf real quick," and someone donated like 250, and I'm like,
Awesome.
I think I looked back at that clip. I actually did the me when I'm me when I'm what?
Yeah, no, like actually, it was really really funny. Cause yeah, like I think about 21 or so hours in, I was like, uh-oh, my vision is swimming. I'm gonna take a 45-minute power nap. So I did. Got up, and then the second I got up, Bridget was like, I think I'm gonna do the same thing. So she went to take a power nap.
I think I joined like just before you got back from sleeping after 5 hours because I had gone to sleep really late and then I woke up pretty early and I just didn't feel like going back to sleep because when I wake up I'm like up.
Yeah, it was like 9 a.m. I think when I got up from my little nap and then came back to because like Momo was playing Rugrats.
Momo, like, cause I was like, I have nothing right now. People aren't like here yet for multiplayer stuff, and then Momo's like, I'll just play Rugrats on like PS1 or whatever.
I don't even think did we even play any multiplayer stuff after that?
After Among Us, no.
After Among Us, no. I did like all of Super Mario Sunshine. Don't play Super Mario Sunshine when you're on like 16 hours of continued consciousness and a Red Bull you're not processing well. By the way, not a fantastic combination. I'm just gonna say that one right away.
Puzzle.
Oh yeah, I forgot we both threw up.
Oh yeah, I threw up.
I threw up.
Awesome.
I forgot that happened.
I'm just imagining like that Rugrats soundtrack playing over the entire thing.
Yeah. Oh, I should also mention.
Up?
Yeah, it's just the whole last part of the stream.
I should mention for clarification, I was also there for the full 24 hours because I don't know.
Yeah,
ride or die.
I did not ask them to do that for the record. That was an entirely voluntary decision on their part.
I figured, fuck it. I've done this before, so. I also, yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, but then it was like I think I had Lotte played like had in time for like an hour while I was like I need to lie down. I need to lie down for like an hour, and then I wake up and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, someone like hopped in, donated 250, and met the second goal you didn't even intend to hit. I'm like, cool. That thing was fucking crazy because I think like the first 20 minutes was just we jumped from 0 to like 850 or some bullshit like that.
That's wild, actually.
830 minutes, I believe.
I was just like, all right, let's just talk about what this thing is about. Like literally, I had no game up. The thing was on the like the little the little window I have on my layout was on a black screen while people just kept pouring money. And like, what the fuck? The stream didn't start. What the hell? Yeah, I really appreciated that. Thanks, gang.
Yeah. As I said multiple times, people love and want to support you. So.
True.
Yeah. On that positive note, let's start talking about the show.
Yippee!
We can go into episode 1, The Heir to Courage. So.
Wonder who that could be.
I wonder who that could be. It could be Eddie, yeah.
The episode starts off with, I believe Taichi's doing the narration, right? Or no, is it Takadu? It's one
I
of
think
the
it's
two.
Takaru.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
Takaru.
it's Takaru.
Because he doesn't show up in the little like slideshow, so he's the one doing the narration.
Yeah.
He's talking about how it's been 3 years since the end of original Adventure, which again, as a reminder, the end of Adventure aired a week before this. They didn't take a break.
Nope.
Yeah, no, there was no significant gap between these two. It was back to back.
Some
The Gundam Zeta into Double Zeta.
some
Yeah.
some fucking internet creature tried to nuke us. Nothing other than that, nothing really
We're not
happened
really
in
even
that
gonna
gap.
talk about that one, honestly. Like, I don't think it's worth mentioning.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's talking about how Taichi is going to school. He's not doing anything in particular, really. Yamato is in a band. Koshiro is also just going to school. Sora
He's
plays.
still doing what he's been doing.
Yeah.
Sora plays tennis now, I guess.
That's not gonna be a thing that sticks.
Nope. Mimi is an entirely different character design that isn't actually used in the show, which is bizarre. Joe is studying because he's in his last year of junior high, so he's getting ready for his high school entrance exams. Hikari is taking pictures and has a terrible new outfit.
That was I saw that bit. I was like, "Oh right, it's a fucking camera."
Yes,
Because I've been looking at that.
The stupid thing on her neck is a camera.
Yeah, like for ages, I was like, I could never remember what that thing around her neck was. I'm like, it's not her whistle. It's definitely not her whistle.
Wait, for Hikari?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a camera.
It's a fucking camera?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
camera.
it's a camera.
'cause
You see her, she pops it up. Yeah, like it pops up and it's a little camera.
The fuck?
She
To be-
gave the
that is-
she
to
gave
be-
the whistle to Tillmon at the end of
Yeah.
Adventure.
To be fair, that is such a like 2000, like early 2000s design for a camera.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she
The
gave
fact
the
is-
whistle to Tailmon, which she no longer has, but we're not gonna worry about that.
It's
There's another thing
it's-
she knows.
it's-
There's another thing she no longer has, which is such a crock of shit. But we'll get to that.
Stupidest fucking plot point. And then the new opening, Target, by of course Koji Wada begins playing, and yup, another Koji Wada banger.
I have
It's
been
fucking
like,
good.
I have been like listening to this song like since like around like close to the release of the beginning. I've been listening to this song fucking over and over.
It's good.
I really like Target, yeah. I don't
I can't.
I mean-
I can't imagine Vegeta in the rain in the rain like listening to it. So it's not
Well,
as good
there's
as
no-
Butterfly, but it's pretty
Of course
good.
not. Yeah.
there's no only vocal version of Target, so
Mhm.
but yeah, I mean like Butterfly is always gonna be my number one because I'm a fucking
Yeah.
like
Fucking of course.
yeah, there's way too much emotional significance tied to Butterfly for me to not have it be my favorite one, but I do really like Target as well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So we open up on the fucking Digimon Kaiser.
Yeah. Oh, I just realized the thing I forgot to mention in my stuff I've been doing.
Oh.
So I started watching Digimon Sabers.
Yes, right. We were gonna talk about this. You fucking fraud. You fucking piece of shit.
I never said I'd watch Digimon Sabers.
No, but you sit here and go,
think
I
that-
mean, Shine Greymon's cooler than War Greymon. Then you've never even seen the fucking show.
I don't
think
have
he,
to
like,
know he's cooler.
explicitly told us before he's never watched Sabers. This doesn't. This didn't anger me because I knew that was an opinion he entirely got from just kind of looking at Shine Greymon.
Yeah. I don't need to watch the show to know he's cooler.
Whatever. It's gonna be
He's so
really
nasty.
weird when like, cause like you've never seen O2, right? Like,
No.
yeah. So it's gonna be really weird when it's like the only shows you've watched before we watch them on podcast are the
Yeah.
original and Sabers.
Yeah.
And then the movie O2 and then the fucking
The O2 movie.
the
Yeah.
O2 movie. Like what a strange thing you've got going.
Hmm.
You're very strange, Angel.
You should listen to the order that I played Metal Gear Solid in.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
So yeah, the Digimon Kaiser is putting fucked up evil rings on people. It's just the Black Gears again. Like
It's the Black
It's
Gears
It's
again.
literally
Gears
just
again.
the Black Gears again. Like, come on.
Although they're like ostensibly easier to get rid of.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
They don't go slurp in your back.
Yeah, you just
Mhm.
kind of have to like target them a little
Smack
bit.
them,
and
smack them really hard.
Hmm.
I don't think you fought the design for particularly well.
Yeah, he's the fucking stupid. Well, no, he's not a stupid kid. We actually
He's
know
not-
that
he's
he's
very
How
really
dare
not a
you.
stupid child.
He very much is not.
He is pretty explicitly one of the smartest characters in the entire franchise. And then so after we see him fucking people up, we get to the actual opening, which is Takaru having breakfast in his house in his new outfit, which is also bad.
The fashion in the show is
very 2000s.
Yeah.
It's funny because like there are exactly 2 outfits, 3 that I really like. And it's Daisuke's in the digital world outfit because it's fucking rad, dude. You got that fucking flame decal jacket, it rules. Iori's in digital world is also nice, it's very comfy.
He's so comfy.
Yeah. And I like Miyako's non-digital world outfit.
I'd say her digital world outfit is fucking terrible.
The fucking helmet is so funny.
I think it's fine other than her stupid hat.
Yeah, the helmet's bad.
The helmet kind of ruins it because I'm like, is it a pilot out? I guess because she has like.
I mean, look, it's like someone has to carry on Sora and Takaru's tradition of having a hat that makes no sense.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
you're right. That's the aspect of Sora that Miyako has, and no others. It's the hat. We're gonna get to that.
I have so many fucking notes about that one.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yes. So yeah, Takaru just exits the house. He meets up with Miyako and Iori for the first time as they're all going to. They'd be in what? They're in 5th grade, right? They're in the same grade everyone else is. Was the original adventure? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I just remember, didn't Miyako say she's a year older?
Is she a year older than them?
Iori's
a year below them.
Younger,
yeah.
No, even younger. I think he's like. Didn't he say 2nd grade?
Is he 2nd? Was he 3rd?
Iori is 9. Daisuke is 11. Miyako is 12.
Okay, so yeah, she's a year above them, and then Iori is the same. No, Iori's a year older than Takaru and Hikari were, I think.
Yeah.
In 01, because they were 8, I think. Yeah, okay. So
they're shit, by the way. Those are not 8-year-olds.
So yeah, they wind up walking to school together. Iori is talking to Miyako about how she's gonna come over later tonight to fix his computer. So Miyako is the tech whiz of this group. Not that it super matters because Koshiro's
still here all the time. So whatever.
She doesn't have to go in. She doesn't have to go in English for us.
In English for us. So and then while they're going into school, Takaru catches sight of Daisuke, who is currently playing soccer, and he's like, Taichi, because he's wearing goggles and playing soccer.
That's a weird thing to do. Only he would do that.
Yeah.
And he catches the ball, and Takaru's really fucking weird about it. Like he just stands there silently and passes the ball back to Daisuke really aggressively.
At Mach speed. Yeah.
It's a very smooth pass.
And then he's just he just stares there silently. And he's like, "Sorry, I thought you were someone else," and then leaves. And Daisuke's
like, "All right, cool, man, whatever."
Sure, dude.
Cool goggles, by the way.
They are cool goggles.
They are.
Yeah. So we get into the classroom, and as it turns out, Daisuke and Hikari know each other. I guess they've been in the same class for a couple of years in a row.
He just says, we're in the same class again or something like that.
Yeah, he does.
And he's clearly got his little 11-year-old crush on her.
I'll be honest, I completely forgot. This was his main quirk for this first part of the show is he has a massive crush on Hikari.
Oh yeah.
It kind of stays throughout the show, but it becomes a lot less pronounced as it goes on.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, he every fucking line of dialogue out of Daisuke's mouth is something related to Hikari 50% of the time. So and then Takaru shows up as a transfer student for their specific class. Talks to Hikari because they obviously know each other very well. Daisuke gets fucking jealous because he's a little shithead. Yeah, they God, what? Oh right, this is the point where Agumon is begging for Taichi to come help him.
You gotta help me.
Yeah. And then Taichi just shows up.
So this is immediately I'm gonna talk more about this later, but the way that this handles being a sequel to Adventure is so fucking weird.
Yeah,
There's
it really
no
is.
there's no like strive or struggle on Taichi showing up in the digital world.
It just
He
happens.
can just do it, but
Yeah.
it still kind of acts like they haven't seen each other since our war game, but it's like Taichi can just do this? Could he have done this the whole time?
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure
But then there's
Takeru's opening spiel is even like we haven't seen our Digimon partners in 3 years. And I'm just like, but then Taichi just shows up. Like,
but then also there is a plot point later that should make it impossible for Taichi to have shown up in here.
Yeah, it's really bizarre to the point where I'm just like, did they just like not consider this when they were writing this episode and just kind of retconned it and pretended later? Like, it's really weird.
It's like at the end of this episode though, so it's like
that's true.
It's what?
Taichi, I know this is unrelated, but I really need your help right now.
Yeah, he's just there in the digital world. They don't explain how he got there. He's just there. And then he sends out an like he finds out, oh, Agumon can't digivolve for some reason, and he sends out an emergency email to basically all of his original adventure friends saying, hey, it's me, get to the digital world, things are fucked right now. And I think Miyako is in the computer lab because she's part of computer club, and she notices that Koshiro has gotten the email, because I guess she's just like on his account.
Fucking idiot forgot to sign out.
Yeah.
before he graduated? Like,
well, no, he apparently goes back there all the time because he shows up like immediately on his way to the computer room.
Yeah.
Oh no, he does that because he got the email.
Yeah.
Why the fuck was his email on that computer? Whatever.
Forgot to log out of his account. Like, what the fuck?
I guess so. It's really weird. The way this episode gets the ball rolling pretty much makes no fucking sense. But like after this point, it's pretty fine.
It's I straight up like, this is a rough first episode. I remember watching this like, this is a fucking nightmare episode. I'm not gonna lie. Me
really just loving the O2 kids carries the majority of the what the fuck is even happening right now stuff for this. So yeah, no, like everything that happens in this first episode is just what, huh?
And it's also like it is jumping from fucking plot point to plot. They are trying to hit everything to establish this sequel. This is like such a weird thing because they effectively have to work themselves backwards from like where they ended up in Adventure, which ended so fucking conclusively, and it really kind of fucked them here.
Yeah,
because it's like they now have to like work a sequel into this setting that doesn't allow for it really, and it's like, you knew you were making this sequel. Why'd you end this shit so conclusively last time?
They were just like, who knows, maybe we won't get greenlit, even though they had already been greenlit.
We'd already been greenlit.
Very strange. Miyako notices the email has been sent from someone with the last name of Yagami, so she's like, oh, there's a kid in Daisuke's class that has that name, so she goes to find Hikari, finds her, and is like, this is Daisuke finds Hikari and Takeru talking to each other and gets really fucking annoyed.
He's like, what's the big deal with you?
Takeru's just like, bro, what? I'm sorry, who are you?
Mr. Bucket Hat.
Fuck, I hate his bucket hat so bad.
It's so funny. Bad. It's awesome.
Oh, it's so awful.
I'm glad that his hat just becomes a permanent part of his character.
At least it stops being a bad hat in the O2 movie, because it's still kind of bad in Kizuna.
I don't know.
It's still bad in Kizuna, and it's really bad in Try. It's so bad in Try.
I mean, in Kizuna, it's a fucking trilby.
God. Oh, I'm so glad.
He has, like, in really beginning, shitty backwards cap and Try.
In beginning, it's just a beanie.
Yeah, thank God they just gave him like.
He's on his Jesse Pinkman shit.
He's self-conscious about his hair. I don't know why.
Taking off the hat. Like, is it over?
He's got male pattern baldness.
Hey, I was about to say he's like been hiding a bald spot since he was like 11.
Is it over for me? Revealing his fucking massive widow's peak. But yeah, so Miyako shows up and is just like, hey, yada yada yada, is it your brother? They all start heading toward the computer room.
Daisuke just decides to come with.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm coming too. And they run into Koshiro on the way there, and God, Koshiro with cleaned up hair is so fucking weird.
Right?
I don't like it. I don't
so-
like it at all.
He grew into his hair.
Yeah, it's fucked up. He shouldn't look like that. They get to the computer lab. Miyako is just like she's so fun because like she's so high intensity about everything.
She's like, what the heck's the digital world?
Yeah, what the
That
heck's
new-
a
that a
digital
new
world?
park?
I want to go. No, let me come.
She's like, is that a new theme park? What's that about? And
She's
you're just like, interesting.
She's like grilling Koshiro on what's happening, and then Iori mentions that he has to leave, and she tries to, she follows him out of the computer lab.
It's like, fine, I'll go fix your fucking computer.
Yeah.
Only because your mom's making food.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So back in the digital world, Taichi has discovered
They find a cave.
Yeah, he finds a cave, and within that cave is like
There's a little egg.
There's an egg with the crest of
Shout out
courage
Just
on it.
cheese.
Just
Shout out to
cheese.
cheese.
And
There's
it's
gonna be a
so,
lot of that.
So he's just like, well, it's got the crest of courage on it. It's probably for me, so he just tries to grab it.
He's for me?
He can't move it because it's too heavy, and then it starts glowing and explodes into 3 motes of light that fly up into the air.
It makes orbs.
Yeah.
Or
And then, as it turns out...
And then the orbs flow to the 3 most convenient people in the room to find it too.
Well, only one of them is in the room. The other 2 have left, so they shoot out of the room to fucking target those children.
Whoa, did you guys see that?
What the fuck was that?
That's crazy.
Yeah, so Daisuke receives the Digivice, or the D3, as they are called, in this.
This is probably my favorite Digivice. I love this thing.
I love the D3s. They're very, very cool.
It's in the bottom half for me.
They look like walkie-talkies.
What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
what is wrong with you?
They're fine.
They're okay.
They're like my second favorite after the burst Digivices from Saber.
That's the one I like.
So yeah,
I think this is the first time me and Angel have explicitly agreed on something, which is the defense
Yeah.
is kind of okay.
It had to happen someday.
You've deflated me. I hope you're happy.
It's... God.
Me when I'm deflated.
Daisuke has his D3, and they're just like, that's a Digivice. It looks a bit fucking weird though.
It's not how that's supposed to look. That's not normal.
That's
I
not
think your
normal.
Digivice. I think your Digivice is sick.
It just ain't right.
It's just not natural.
So they're just like, well, we gotta fucking go in there.
Mm-hmm. And then they're able to go in without any trouble using their normal Digivices, which is not the case from this point onward. But whatever.
That's weird.
Yeah, and then
Daisuke's there, so
yeah, I like it. I think because like later on, the D3s are required to open the gate at all, but this time it's just pre-opened or something. Odd. And they all get sucked into the computer.
okay.
As is known to happen.
I love the stock animation for them going into the digital world. It's so cool.
It's pretty good.
They always play this fucking jazzy ass song with it too.
The fucking theme they play is so funny for that one.
All the like new music, like obviously like the new Koji Wada song, fucking great. Goes without saying.
Of course.
Like all the like new like BGM they have for this season is fucking great.
Yeah, I really like this season's OST. So they all arrive at the digital world, and Daisuke has his fucking sick as shit new threads where he's got his flame decal.
My go faster jacket.
He's so cool.
If you saw that jacket in real life, would you actually think it was cool?
Probably.
Yeah.
Depends on who wears it.
Yeah,
it kind of depends on who wears it. There's a lot of people I think would not pull that shit off like at all.
Like Guy Fieri?
Yeah, he can wear it.
Mm. So they begin tracking down Taichi using the Digivice's like function to search for each other that they forgot about halfway through the first season. And a fun little thing I noticed is that when they're looking at their Digivices, the original Digivices are marked with red dots and the D3s are marked with white ones.
That's cool.
Which is neat.
That's neat.
Yeah, there's 3 red dots on theirs, with one being further away, and then there are a group of 2 reds and or 3 red dots and a single white one for Daisuke. It's neat. I like it. Fun little detail. So yeah, they meet up with Taichi, they meet up with Taichi, and then they find Patamon and Tailmon.
Oh wait, no, before that, real quick.
What?
There's a bit. Daisuke has his first encounter with a Digimon. He's like, "Oh, cool, vending machine. Let me get a drink." And then a swarm of Numemon surround him.
No, not the meta deck.
No, he's being rookie rushed with the level 4. Whatever.
I mean, Numemon is a 4 cost to play out.
And then Hikaru's like, "Yeah, that's a Digimon. They're usually a lot cuter than that."
And sometimes they're bad. Sometimes they're evil.
I thought you were supposed to be nice, Hikari. What the fuck?
Yeah. Especially given her her experiences with Numemon, you'd think she wouldn't be that mean to them.
I watched them all die, Daisuke.
I made a grave for a bunch of Numemon. Anyway, they're ugly. They're hideous. Fuck those little cretins.
But they're a bit silly with it.
So yeah, then they eventually meet up with Patamon and Tailmon, and Koshiro had stayed behind because as he was about to go in, Miyako and Iori came back into the room.
Yeah.
And this is when we find out why Tailmon is weaker than she should be.
God,
she lost her.
Really fucking funny.
She lost her holy ring because, when she was being chased around by, I think it was Pegasus Unimon.
Yeah.
He almost crushed her tail and her ring fell off. Now she's lost her holy powers.
And because the ring has fallen off, she has lost approximately 50% of her powers and is now only as strong as a normal rookie.
It's really why is that a thing? Did they just forget that she's a level 4?
No, it's because they need.
No, this is why.
Yeah, they had to give a reason because she also gets an armor digivolution, which is like a champion level. They couldn't have her start as a champion to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And eventually they just went, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
It's also really funny because it's not like someone took it or got destroyed. Unimon just kind of stepped on it and she lost it. It's like, you never went back. You never at least tried to go back for that. No, I just leave it now. Okay, sure, whatever.
It sucks so bad. It sucks.
Don't you just love plot devices?
I love the holy ring.
So it's very important.
Oh, look quickly in call chat for me. I'm not paying any more effort into this than I did. Did you like this? That's just not normal.
That's just ain't right. Why does it look like that?
What are you doing to your Digivice? I'm just imagining Genai seeing someone accessorize their Digivice with a fucking acrylics or whatever, and he just starts throwing up.
Genai see someone put a fucking gay pride sticker on their Digivice and it's just like, hey, hold on, not like that.
His eyes pop open.
Whoa. No.
What's that one Digimon from the stage play called?
Oh God, fucking is it cancel cultures using political correctness attack? Is that what it is?
I think it's something like that. Yeah.
God, fucking stupid ass.
God, I fucking hate.
Anyway,
what? We didn't need to talk about this.
Yes.
Yeah. No. Hikari gives Tailmon a big hug. She's like, "Your ring."
No.
I cared so much about it, clearly.
That thing we never put any emphasis on at any point whatsoever. Man, that sucks, bro.
It's the source of your power.
Which is definitely a thing we established about you beforehand.
Yeah. So the Digimon Kaiser is like, oh, they're here. Unleash the beasts. And then he has a Monochromon go out into the world. And
yeah, you get fucking roll him out. And then he immediately falls.
Yeah.
It's really fucking funny.
So Taichi leads them to the cave where he found I'm just gonna call it by its actual name. So where he found the Digimental. Because I don't want to say the word egg too often, or else.
Yeah.
Yeah, jeez.
Exactly.
What are you, a coward?
So everyone individually tries to pick up the Digimental, and none of them can. And so Daisuke's like, and like rubs his hands again. He's like, I got this. And he then proceeds to just easily lift the egg. And everyone, he's just like, what? Were you guys just fucking lying? This thing's light as a feather.
Yeah, because Taichi immediately clues in, like, wait a minute. He suddenly got a Digivice. There were 3 of those lights.
Mm-hmm. Taichi being like, oh, he's the new, like, they're the new Digidestin, was like, oh, how out of character for Taichi to immediately figure out what's happening.
Yeah,
I feel I don't know. I feel like it's I don't know. I feel like it feels right for him to be a lot more like apparent about this after being so fucking.
Yeah.
I don't know what the word is, like blind about his sister being one.
It has been 3 years. He's probably matured enough to figure this shit out. So yeah, he lifts it up and from the small hole that was left on the little pedestal, Vemon is burst.
Vemon!
He's here! The little
Yeah!
fella, the guy!
I wish I could find Vemon under a rock.
God, me
wish.
too, dude.
Fucking love
Little
Vemon.
guy.
I feel like we all wish we could find a Digimon.
Yeah,
I love Vemon.
he is so excited to have been born and is dancing around.
Yippee! Yippee!
So he's not like, he doesn't know Daisuke, right? Like they don't do that again.
No.
Well,
Yeah.
he said he's been
No.
He said he's been waiting for him.
Yeah, but he doesn't like know it. Like he doesn't act like the
Yeah.
original partners did.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He didn't know who Daisuke was. He just knows he was waiting for someone, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he mentions that his name is Vemon, and they are destined partners. And then the Monochromon attacks, and everyone's like, "Well, we gotta get the fuck out of here."
Let's fucking go. And Vemon's would be like, you gotta use the egg. You gotta use the egg, Daisuke. Hey, use the egg.
You gotta say Digimental up, and then be brave, you fucking little shit kid. Be brave.
The way that they like so immediately launched into this, where Vemon goes from like, "Yay, Daisuke," to you. What are you fucking doing, you stupid idiot? Go fucking say Digimental up, ain't brave enough. And then
we gotta go.
getting the armor evolution like not even 2 minutes after they like met. As far I'm like, man, you are rushing to get the new fucking Digivolution gimmick out as soon as possible.
Oh yeah, they're
this
just like
entire sequence felt so unnatural. It bothered the fuck out of me.
I mean, for me, it's one of those things where like, I like obviously part of it was we just want to get this shit out of the way, but I think part of it is like especially since it came immediately after Adventure, they were probably also just like, there is no need to fucking waste time just reintroducing everything. Let's just get right into it.
Yeah, like because it's a direct sequel, I feel like they were just like, yeah, no, like people aren't just gonna watch this one by itself, so we don't need to retread the old ground of having the rookies and all that kind of stuff. Let's get to the evolution. That's what the kids want to see. They want to see the new toys they're gonna fucking buy. Which again, I feel like they probably maybe have paced this a little better, but
Yeah,
I get it, at least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I get where it comes from, but it just kind of feels like let's hit notes. Like like let's not pace this out in any way if it like makes sense. Let's just hit notes.
Like I feel like as we get further into this like group of episodes, it definitely gets a lot better about this kind of thing. The next episode's kind of rough too because they're just like, don't do it once, let's go.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's fine. I don't. Yeah, but we get DAGYAA, so it's fine.
DAGYAA.
So yeah, they all are running away from the Monochromon, who's shooting fireballs at them. Hikari winds up twisting her ankle. Also, while they were running, Daisuke's goggles got destroyed.
This is the greatest tragedy in history.
It really is. So the Monochromon jumps at Hikari to attempt to kill her, and that's what kind of allows Daisuke to be like, "No, I gotta fucking do something."
Just say it, man. Just say it.
Yeah, he does his Digimental up, and we get the new evolution sequence, which is neat.
It's all right.
We got more toys.
Yeah,
We got 2 toys now.
So I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast. I've definitely said this to other people before. as a kid watching this show, I was under a really weird assumption. So the armor evolution sequence for Flamedemon, it shows like Agumon all the way through War Greymon, right? And as a kid, I thought that was supposed to mean that Flamedemon was stronger than War Greymon, which is abjectly wrong.
Yeah, they were always
sense in the way.
Early on, they were like,
those are like the wires my fucking child brain connected there.
Early on, they were like I mean, to be fair, early on they were fairly vague about how strong armors actually are.
Yeah.
Now they're just kind of like, well, it's like a middle step between adult and perfect.
Yeah.
I think actually in this show for a while it's supposed to be like kind of an about equal, if not even kind of a little weaker than adult, but later on, like in the franchise, they kind of settled on between adult and perfect, I think.
Yeah.
You guys know Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah.
It's like Super Vegeta.
Yeah, it's Super Vegeta.
Yeah,
it's Super Vegeta.
No, that's the comparison. Yeah, actually,
that is how they interpret it in the modern days. It's the 1.5.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much.
But that's like the best way to do it, I think.
Yeah, that's something that makes sense.
It being on par or even sometimes a little lesser than proper adult forms is like weird. I get like why they did that at first because it's going from child to that, and it'd be weird if it was stronger than the adult just going into the adult, given how the series progresses. But so yeah, we get Flamedemon, who is cool.
I love Digimon eat every day.
Cool. God, you're lucky.
God, you're lucky.
He's so fucking cool.
Flamedemon's awesome.
I remember back in the day they had a toy that was like the Digimental of Courage, and you could open it up and it would be a Flamedemon toy.
Yeah. I had the Sincerity one where it was Sincerity and Shurimon.
Neat.
It was neat.
That's pretty
and like this is like a pretty sick little fight here.
Yeah, no, it's like Momo, we talked about this yesterday, but the actual choreography of fights in O2 is like significantly better.
Like the animation is about on par with the original. It's like sometimes it's more. But don't interrupt me, please.
Okay, go ahead.
The animation's like generally like it looks the same. It definitely I'd say generally I'd say it looks not as good as the original. Like I feel like a lot of the fights in 01, like with some exceptions, like I don't know, like the Adamon fight or War Greymon and Metal Garurumon, they were just kind of they smack each other a bit, then they do their move. At least in like these first few episodes, like I feel like the fights are like a lot more like staged. Like Flamedemon does that thing where he jumps at Monochrome and then he gets flipped over and all that shit.
Yeah, like the staging of the fights is better. There's a specific bit in I think the next episode where the animation in particular gets like really funnily bad, but like I feel like overall like this show, like it looks better than like the first the first arc of Adventure where they really just had no money and were supposed to be only making 12 episodes, but like Adventure after it kind of figured itself out looks better than this show does kind of on average.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the cast shots and stuff in particular in these 5 episodes look real bad sometimes.
Like there are characters actually just sliding around instead of being animated, and it's really fucking noticeable.
Yeah, like
I don't usually have an eye for this type of thing, but damn.
Like and it's bizarre because there's a fight scene later where I was just like, wow, this looks like shockingly good. Like there's a particular like animation cut that I was just like, whoa, where did they get money all of a sudden? But but yeah, on average the show doesn't look too great. But yeah, like I agree with Momo. I think the overall like choreography and the way they set up fights and how they actually portray them is a lot better because like they do stuff and move. Like they're not always. It's not like do special moves, the fight is over. It's usually like they'll throw a couple punches that aren't named moves, and then they'll wrap it up with like their named special.
Yeah, Adventure was a lot of let's throw each other stock animation at one another, and then the fight is over.
Yeah, with like very few exceptions. But yeah, because like this one starts off with Flamedemon just like doing a shoulder tackle on Monochromon and like flipping himself off it, and then doing the fire rocket and actually like ending it, which is neat.
I think it also helps that Flamedemon is a lot more like maybe not so much the other 2 armors we get this batch, but like Flamedemon specifically is probably a lot more animation friendly of a design than a lot of the like adventure champions were.
Yeah, definitely. Just like a pretty like lithe fit humanoid shape.
Lanky,
Not easier to animate than a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah.
Than a dinosaur with a fucking pot belly, yeah.
Except maybe a dinosaur.
So we also get our new battle insert song, which is Break Up. It
Pretty
fucking
good.
rules. Love this song.
Yeah.
Na 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 na.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da.
Again, for me, it's like I don't think anything tops Braveheart for me, but it's pretty good.
No, like I think the like Butterfly and Braveheart, those are just so iconic and ingrained in a way where it's like nothing's beating these. But you can get close, and he's get pretty close, so like it's commendable.
There's a song later that I do actually think is on the level of Braveheart, but this song's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I already explained what happened in the fight. Yeah, Flame Drop wins, obviously.
Yeah.
No way.
It's shocking, I know. And then it turns out Monochromon was just a nice guy. And
well, no, but we knew this from the original.
Yeah, before they beat the shit out of each other.
You're right. Yeah. Fucking, I forgot about that.
There's a scene where there's two Monochromon like fighting each other for territory, and I think it's like Tentomon is like, "Oh, Monochromon are nice."
So yeah, it's the first instance of it's a nice Digimon. Oh fuck, I was wrong.
The strongest evil Digimon.
We cut to Digimon Kaiser talking to Wormmon. Wormmon sounds so baby in JP. I forgot.
Hello,
She's so baby, Kenshan. Yeah, he's just talking about how it doesn't matter that they're here. He's still gonna be evil and win and all that kind of stuff. I actually really like the passing of the goggles. I think this is just a nice little scene they do here.
See, so we'll get into this later, but I like, obviously this is my first time watching Japanese, so I've only seen the dub of this bit, and the dub version of this is really funny. So I was like, I don't know how they're going to do this in Japanese, and I really like it.
Yeah,
I do like the scene. This was because I posted about watching this like last night, and a couple of people were talking about it in my replies, and it's like it is nice, but especially like I don't know. Later on, this might like lessen a bit. They lean into how similar Daisuke is to Taichi a little too much.
Yeah, I feel like
Daisuke
definitely comes into his own later because like I fucking love Daisuke. He's like one of my favorite pro tags.
I also really like it. No, I think it's just this early bit where he's in the same club as Taichi. He has a lot of the same interests as Taichi. Takaru like mistakes him for Taichi. Taichi gives him like even there's a bit in like episode 4, I think, as well, where it's like they lean into how similar he is, like a lot early on, and I think it's a bit of a rough note to start your new protagonist on. Look how much like the old guy he is. He's even got his goggles.
Yeah, it's not a great way to start off, but thank God with the power of foresight, I know it doesn't stay this way.
Yeah.
And then we get the ED. I like this ED a lot. Like I think this
ED
is great.
Yeah.
Probably my favorite of the ones we've gotten so far.
For sure.
I don't think I like it as much as ED2 of Adventure.
Really?
But it's pretty good. I would definitely put it above ED1 at least.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this ED quite a bit. But yeah, so that was the first episode.
Let's go!
It's a new season, but some things never change.
Welcome to Shin Dub Zone, episode 1.
We're so back.
Enter Flame Dramon. No, there's no fucking counter. It's a pain in the ass to edit.
Maybe it's not enough of this show for that to work, so it's fine.
Episode title is Enter Flame Dramon, which, sure, whatever. Not as good as an episode title, even close, but whatever. So, name changes. There's a fucking lot, because, oh my god, there's so many new things introduced. So, Vmon is said the same, but it's spelled differently. In Japanese, it's the letter V-mon. In English, it's V-E-mon.
I don't really have a problem with that one.
Yeah, no, there's
fine.
no issue. I actually kind of prefer the English way. I think it.
I also kind of prefer that way. Yeah, makes more sense as like a name.
Yeah.
His special attack Vmon Head has been replaced by V Headbutt, which I think is actually a better name for it.
Yes,
no head.
Vmon Head.
So no head.
No head.
Monochromon actually has a move that's named. It's Volcano Strike in Japanese and Volcanic Strike in English.
I like Volcanic Strike better.
Yeah.
It just sounds
rolls
better.
off the tongue better in English, yeah.
Yeah, rolls off the tongue, I was about to say.
So Flaydramon was changed to Flame Dramon. They just added it. There's like, honestly, I'm so used to saying Flame Dramon, I just say Flame Dramon naturally now. Like,
same.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one feels like it's worth cataloging, but there's nothing to say about it. Just whatever.
Yeah.
So he has 2 moves listed, which are Knuckle Fire and Fire Rocket. In English, he never uses Knuckle Fire. He doesn't say anything when he uses it because he doesn't use it until episode 2. And when he uses it, he just says Fire Rocket again. So, and Fire Rocket also wasn't changed. In English, all of his moves are just called Fire Rocket.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
Reminds me of in the dub where fucking War Grandma keeps going Gaia Force.
Yeah. For everything.
It was honestly really fun. I knew Fire Rocket wasn't changed because that was a card that I used in armor like 2 years ago.
Well, sometimes they change names. Remember, fucking Hammer Spark.
Yeah.
Got a retcon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they just call fucking it's Fire Rocket. All of his moves are Fire Rocket. Digimon Kaiser has been changed to Digimon Emperor, which starts the trend of Digimon never wanting to use the word Kaiser and using Emperor instead.
I was going to say, I feel like this is entirely why it's called fucking Kaiser. It's Emperor Greymon and not Kaiser Greymon.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's fine. Emperor is a pretty direct translation of Kaiser anyway, and like...
Yeah.
I know, it's weird because it's like, it's not a word in Japanese.
Yeah.
Like, they specifically chose the word Kaiser, so I'm just like, but why though?
Japanese anime likes using Kaiser for that kind of stuff a lot.
Yeah.
You watch Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair,
it's honestly, it's probably just like, oh, this word sounds cool. Let's use it instead.
Yeah, I think that's literally just that.
Yeah, and that's what it is.
A lot of, and then a lot of dub companies were just like, let's use a word that children will know what it means.
I mean, to be fair, like a Japanese kid doesn't know what Kaiser means.
So, my only issue is that Kaiser is a cooler word than Emperor. So,
I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
But yeah. All right. Now the actual fucking episode, which oh my god, I have so many notes. At the beginning, Crawl, TK says that they're in high school now, which is wrong.
Did they really fuck it up like that?
He says they're all in high school. Every one of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah, fucking Iori over here. That looks like a fucking high schooler to me, yeah.
Like the old crew. He says they're all in high school.
Oh.
Including like, Koshiro, who is first year middle school at this point in time. So TK's mom says that she's writing an article about the historical significance of toilet paper.
Hey.
We got jokes.
What was the first thing to go out of stock when COVID happened?
Oh my god, I forgot about the fucking character name changes. Jesus Christ, I don't know how I missed those. I think I'm just so used to the fact that they were changed that I didn't even write them down. So Iori Hida was changed to Cody Hida. And Miyako was changed to Yole. Or Yoli is how they pronounce it. Who fucking knows why? Really bizarre option to change it from a foreign name to a foreign name.
Yeah.
Like, it's always been confusing to me how, like, you can say what you want about 4Kids. 4Kids is at least pretty consistent with just Americanizing the shit out of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Saban does this weird half job where, like, the first names are somewhat, like, not even Americanized, because, again, Yole is, like, not a fucking American name or whatever, but, like...
Sure isn't.
But then they keep the Japanese last names most of the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's such a fucking weird decision. Because you also have, like...
wasn't it, like,
Davis,
a Bandai thing?
Maybe. Because, like, Daisuke is, like, Davis, but it's, like, still Davis Monomiya.
Yeah, it's still Davis Monomiya. It's still Cody Hida. Like,
yeah,
it's still Miyako. It's still Yole Inoue. Yeah.
It's like, why at that
Very
point?
Strange.
It's not God.
Very strange.
So they do this weird bit with Yole. I forget how they fucking pronounce it. It's spelled Yole, but I think it's pronounced Yoli in English, or at least that's how they say it in the dub. They have this weird bit with her where she's like a fucking super nerd that almost immediately gets dropped because when she meets TK, she says it takes exactly 12.3 minutes to get to school unless there's wind, and it's like, okay. Fucking weird thing to say. That's not really part of your character. I don't know why they opted to do that in English.
They read the computer line and decided that's her character now.
Yeah, which again they almost immediately drop it because she doesn't really talk like a nerd for the majority of the English dub. It's strange, very weird. When the teacher is telling TK where to sit, he says, "Oh, you can sit next to Yagami." The girl with the camera around her neck, which is how I figured out this was a camera, by the way. TK says our teacher looks like Ogremon.
That's not very nice.
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
That's fucked up.
That's really mean to Ogremon.
Yeah. When Davis is first confronting TK and Kari, he goes TJ or JB or whatever your name is.
Fuck.
Which becomes a running bit.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah. Izzy, upon talking about being on the computer, says, after I played trigonometry trivia last night, talk about fun. Like, oh my god.
You get it? He's a nerd.
Oh my god.
He likes math.
Math and science. And then at one point, David says, listen, TC. When he's talking to TK. He asks if he can get Donkey Madness on his DigiVerse.
Okay.
What a Don Quixote.
I don't know what Donkey. I'm assuming it's some shitty little mobile game, but yeah. So hey Momo, remember how you talked about you like that kind of neat little song they play when they're going to the digital world?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I know. If you watched the dub of the Digimon movie, you might recognize it's that song they're fucking playing when War Greymon and Malga run through the tunnel.
So yeah, as it turns out, the dub of O2 has a fuckload of original music in it. Oh,
it does, yes.
My god. Holy shit, there's so much original music in this. So yeah, the song they play when they're going to the digital world is that. Here we go. Ayo, ayo, ayo. Yeah, they do that
every time.
Every time. So right at the beginning, Ken. By the way, his name is unchanged. It's still Ken Ichijoji in English.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
No need to Americanize Ken. Like, come
on. He calls it the Black Digivice. And that's the only time they call it the Black Digivice. It's referred to as the Dark Digivice every other time from now on.
It's really funny.
This dub is a fucking mess right off the bat. It's awesome. When they're talking about lifting the fucking also yeah, Ty doesn't immediately figure out that they're digidestined in the dub. He just doesn't put that together. So, you know.
He just kind of goes, hey, Daisuke, you try it.
Mm-hmm. And when everyone else is trying, Kari says, leave this, this is a woman's job. And then TK says, too bad we don't have a woman around?
Okay.
Like, bro, what the fuck? What's your fucking deal?
Can you care to give a sample to a pretty lady? Sure. You know any?
Agumon talks as if he knows what Vmon is. He says, I thought he was just a legend. And how he's a Digimon that brings luck or some shit.
This feels what? Like this is really funny. This feels like an unintentional fucking V-Tamer reference.
Very bizarre. Don't know why they opted to make this a thing.
You know what I mean, right, Bridget? Because they always talk about how Veedramon's like what was he, like an ancient Digimon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that is absolutely not what they were doing. It's just it's very funny coincidence.
Yeah, no one at Saban has ever heard of V-Tamer.
Well,
So what?
No, never mind. I was going to say I don't think it even existed back then. I think it did.
Digimental has been they call it the Digi Egg. It's Digi Egg of Courage. God, that's cheese. So unfortunately, during Dub Zone, I'm gonna have to refer to it that way.
Yeah.
There's
Good.
Digi Egg of Courage. Instead of Digimental Up, it has been replaced by the phrase being Digi Armor Energize.
I kind of think that's cooler, honestly.
I don't.
I kind of like Digi Armor Energize more.
Yeah.
I forgot, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Steve Bloom is Flame Dramon.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
He absolutely is.
Yeah. Fucking hell. What a jump scare that was to be forced to remember that. So
There's also a line where, real quick, there's just a line where he talks about steak, and I'm like, God, you're lucky.
God, you're lucky. When Flame Dramon, or when, Vmon Digivolves to Flame Dramon, I was jump scared because I had forgotten how much of the original music was just in O2. I got jump scared by the fucking things are starting to accelerate, and it goes. It's the fucking "You Run Around, I Run Around" song is the battle theme.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I was just like, gotta be fucking kidding me. They're gonna play this every single episode, and the answer to that question is no. No, they don't. There's so much fucking original music in this; it's unreal. I forgot Wormsmon's EN voice was like that. He's so baby in JP, and in English, hold on, he's apparently he's doing an impression. Specifically, he is doing an impression of Mr. Magoo. Allegedly.
What?
Allegedly?
You know what? I don't know if I hate or respect that they almost because there's no way they fucking looked forward enough and knew he was going to turn. Well, spoilers, he's going to turn good.
Yeah.
But they're like, no, we're going to keep doing this fucking voice. Fuck you.
God. And then during the passing of the goggles, Taichi says, "As we all know, the leader of the Digigestin just wouldn't look right without them."
Who says that? Only you say that.
As we all know.
What about that original leader, the Digidestin Tai? Do you know what they look like?
Idiot.
Bet you don't.
All right.
Dickhead.
And that was episode 1, which means we can move straight into episode 2, Digital Gate Open.
God, it's been like an hour and a half.
I know.
Yeah.
We're gonna start moving faster. We got really distracted.
Yeah.
So the episode opens up with Miyako being locked the fuck in. She wants to go to the goddamn digital world so bad.
What's it about? Come on.
Like, I want to go. They're a Digimon. I want to know what a Digimon is. We're going. And then we all the original Digidestined, with the exception of Mimi, are meeting up in a park at night. Yamato and Sora are here now.
Yep.
They're just talking about how there's new Digidestined and what has to happen, and they're deciding on who's going to go tomorrow. And Joe is busy studying, so he can't go, and Yamato has a band practice, so he can't go either. So we get a little more background information about Iori and Miyako because this is their episode. Iori does kendo with his grandfather. Yep. He's a very disciplined little boy, and Miyako is he's very polite, very disciplined little guy. And Miyako is of course a tech, as we know, because we see her fixing Iori's computer. Mimi's in America.
Yep.
She moved there. We see her actual design for the series at this point, which looks nothing like the one that was in the thing at the beginning of the series.
Weird.
I have a serious question.
Yes.
To position to the rest of the podcast. Is Mimi a Westaboo?
Yes.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Oh no, I think she just moved there.
No, she has always been in love with America specifically.
Yeah, she wanted to go to Hawaii. She wanted to drink soda on the beach, Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a decent case to be made that Mimi is actually just straight up a Westaboo.
She kind of seems like it, yeah. Now she gets to live out her dream.
But I really like Mimi's new design, but also when I was fucking younger, I watched this show and I was like, I must have been a stupid kid who could just not pay attention to the words that were coming out of people's mouths. I did not realize that was the same character.
I mean, her design is so radically different. I can't even blame you for that one. If you were like just listening to them, it's like they say it's Mimi, but if you didn't hear them say that, that does not look like Mimi at all. Good design. Yeah, they're back in the computer lab because they're getting ready to go to the digital world again. That motherfucker shows up, Mr. Fujiyama, that piece of shit.
It like may be one of the funniest lines in this show so far. It's like, oh, I didn't realize. What are you doing here? Well, I'm the president of the computer club. I didn't know how you knew how to use a computer.
I don't.
Yeah.
I feel like that pretty much accurately describes early 2000s teachers.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so
and late 2020s, early 2020s students.
Well,
yeah. Anyway,
so Taiji pushes him out of the room to get him away so that they can actually go to the digital world.
I like the little thumb peace sign fling flashes at the end right as he's leaving the room.
So they all go to the digital world. We get to see Iori and Miyako's new clothes. Iori's are great. Miyako suck, as we discussed earlier. Sora's over here talking like she's an adult. She's 13 years old.
It's so fucking funny. Like I don't. This isn't really much of a complaint. It's funny that they even made this a thing, and it just doesn't happen to Hikari or Takeru. It just happens to dice the other three for no real reason.
Yeah, they kind of lampshaded, but they never like. They just kind of go, that's weird.
There's no real point behind it.
It's very funny that also we can see that the junior high has a strictly enforced dress code, and the elementary school just doesn't.
That sounds about right.
So they meet up with all their partners of the people who are there conveniently enough. It's specifically Piyomon and Tentamon that wind up being there, along with Patamon, Tailmon, and Vmon. And then there's this cool shot where there's like a passing shadow of a cloud, and when the shadow of the cloud disappears, Snimon's shadow is there as well. Neat shot. It begins to attack them. They really like using those classic season 1 villains. There's like no new Digimon aside from the protagonist ones until the episode after the session or the batch we did. Yeah, so Daisuke attempts to armor Digivolve, and then Dramogamon opens up a hole underneath him and kidnaps both him and Vmon.
He squashes him like a little bug.
Yeah. Miyako falls to her knees, realizing she may have just watched someone fucking die.
Like, this ain't fun at all.
And then Kojiro and Sora are like, we gotta get the fuck out of here. So they proceed to run. We see that Daisuke has been crucified, and then Vmon has also been crucified.
They got me.
Yeah, Vmon going, hee, they got me. It's so fucking funny.
I love them.
So yeah, they've been captured, and then we cut back to the Mayan temple that houses both the Digi Eggs of love and knowledge. And the same thing happens where it's like the Sora and Koshiro try to lift them and they can't, and then they're just like, so this is one of the funniest fucking things ever. Well, this happens after the Digimon show up, so we'll talk about it. But so yeah, Miyako and Iori easily lift the Digimentals, and Hawkmon and Armadimon have arrived. DAGYAA!
So I love these two. Hawkmon's sounds very proper, and he's very polite.
Mm-hmm.
And then Armadimon is just a little fucking baby who has a little verbal tick.
Mm.
He ends most of his sentences by going DAGYAA.
It's great. Love these little guys. The first thing Hawkmon says is, "We're gonna fight." Hawkmon is ready to fucking kill.
I'm ready to throw hands, Miyako. Let's fucking go.
Sora basically said, so this is when we get the oh, you're just like this character part of this show. And the funniest thing happens because
first off, Koshiro, like he talks about like was he's like, oh well, what do you think about the Digimon world, Iori? He's like, well, fucking, I've been here like 2 minutes, but it's interesting. I'd like to know more. He's like, you're curious. I like that.
Like, you remind me of someone who is also very curious and like has a thirst for knowledge. And then Sora.
I did actually want to quickly mention these happen in the other order. It's Sora first, then
I could have swore it was Koshiro first.
Oh, really?
No, it was Sora first. Yeah.
So yeah, well, this is going to lead to this is going to lead into a much bigger discussion. So I think it's good we did Miyako second.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Sora talks to Miyako, and Koshiro relates himself to Iori. Sora, on the other hand, relates Mimi to Miyako, saying, she basically says, oh yeah, I have this friend Mimi, she also didn't want to fight, but sometimes violence is the answer.
Yep. True.
So this doesn't work on two separate levels. One, she doesn't really talk about Miyako at all. She kind of just reminisces about Mimi and like the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Two, it's supposed to be about your traits, Sora.
Yeah, so the funniest thing happens here where Sora in the original series doesn't really have an arc at all.
Yeah.
So they don't have anything of hers to actually like project onto Miyako. So they just talk about Mimi instead.
It's like, because it's funny because it's like from the get-go, Miyako's a lot more similar to Mimi than she is anything like Sora.
Yes, she's very peppy, she's very excitable, and all that kind of stuff. She doesn't want to fight. She doesn't like the idea of fighting. Like very many traits of Mimi's, because Mimi had a lot of those because she had a good character arc. Sora
doesn't.
Yeah.
No.
A little bit.
But
they tried
also,
and then failed.
There's a bit about this that relates to Miyako specifically that kind of annoys me, because there's a lot of like immediate she kind of looks up to Koshiro. She has a lot of the same interests as Koshiro.
Yeah.
But I guess she just has to have the Sora thing because
there's a girl.
She's the girl.
Where it's like, I feel like making her like a combination of Koshiro's and Mimi's traits would have made all the more sense in the fucking world, frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of just did that. I mean, they kind of just did that anyway. It's basically just, there's just this feels more like just, Halcyon is based on fucking Garudamon, so there you go.
It's just kind of like, and at the same time, though, I don't know if you can necessarily put any of Sora's traits onto Iori either. I think the problem is just that Sora's kind of a non-character, and they have to relate zero character traits to either of these characters.
They treat this poor girl so fucking poorly.
It's so bad. We're not even in adventure. Like, it's not even our show anymore, and we're still talking about this. God damn.
It's rough. So yeah, that was so fucking funny to me, and it also made something I noticed at the end of this episode, which I'll talk about when we get to the end of this episode. I'll bring up the other thing I noticed. Since we are getting Holtzman at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hawkmon is explaining how to evolve them, and like he's talking normally, and then he goes Digimental up, and then he starts talking normally again.
God,
it's so
I
funny.
love this guy. I love this guy.
Love this fucking guy. It was very just the way he said it in like a completely different tone, like reminded me of the
Toho Project.
Yeah, I was gonna say the fucking Toho Project. It's so funny. Oh god, I love it. So yeah, they immediately, I think just armor evolved like immediately. I think they just go for it. So we get Holtzman and Digimon, who are super cool. Love these designs.
Like a bug.
Yeah, he's a bug with drills, and Holtzman is a bird,
like a griffin.
Yeah, a griffin.
It's like a griffin, yeah.
Griffin.
And he's got handlebars in the form of his old hand.
Reminds me a lot of Garudamon, and I like Garudamon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also
Obviously on
like her in
purpose,
one.
but you know.
Vmon, so we cut back to, the crucified boys. Vmon is like super. He's in there like the ring's not gonna do anything with me. I'm fine.
Mhm.
I win.
And it's like
Oh,
Daisuke's my
I
best. Daisuke, I've been waiting forever for Daisuke. He's my bestest friend. I'm never ever going evil.
And she's sitting there like, dude, we talked for like 10 minutes tops. I just don't.
This little fella's about to die for you, and this is what you're saying. Okay.
So Holtzmon and Digimon rescue both Daisuke and Vmon.
I love the way Digimon holds Digimon in this
Yeah.
shot, by the way. It's so fun.
Cradling him like baby.
Yes.
And then we get the really funny shot of Digimon Kaiser. Like, we get the behind shot in between his legs, like a fucking Tailmon squared up. Like it's a fucking Western showdown.
I gotta say, we'll see more of this in the other episodes, but man, one of my favorite parts of these early episodes is fucking Tailmon. Because, I really liked her in, Adventure, but, she shows up late, so there's not really too much time for her to get the focus. But she is so funny in this.
Yes. She very quickly becomes the mom of the group and is very tired. So yeah, Wormmon gets in front of Digimon Kaiser and attempts to jump at Tailmon, and she just punches him in the fucking face.
And then
Poor
Kaiser
Wormmon.
just whips her.
Yeah. God, Wormmon sucks so bad. I love him. Can't do shit.
He's so pathetic.
Yeah,
Wormmon. He's a fan man.
Yeah, Wormmon hit it knocking into Kaiser. Also knocked the D3 and PDA out of his hands. So Daisuke has those again. So yeah, we get the ones on one where we have all of them individually fighting each of the things he summoned. Because there's Sneemon,
Mojimon, and Dromojimon.
Yeah. Yeah, they have their individual fights, which are not great animation wise. Oh boy. Fucking Holtzmon rotation.
Spin.
I very much enjoyed when Sneemon had to dodge a bunch of blasts, and he did that by someone dragging him for Photoshop.
Yeah,
that was really funny.
Slides around.
I'm gonna be honest. I find stuff like that immensely charming.
That one didn't bother me too much. I think the spin really bothered me because I was like, well, you just literally rotated that PNG.
I just like that he decided, it's like, Halcyon, you did not need to carry Miyako for this.
Yeah, it's so funny that Halcyon is always carrying Miyako. Just she is ride or die. She's so funny. I don't want to fight, but I will be there.
And it's like, all right, I'm locked. Well, no, she's locked in now. We're fucking locked in.
Hawkmon was like, sometimes you gotta, and she's like, you know what? You're right. Violence is the answer.
You're spitting, little bird man.
And then Digimon just
I love this bit.
Yeah.
Because Demojimon immediately tries to fucking escape, and Digmon's like, oh, no. And then, it cuts to Demojimon, in a tunnel, and at the end it just pans over to the other end, and Digimon is already there, and I thought it was a really cool little bit.
Yeah, and then it just fires his Gold Rush and explodes the fucking ring. Yeah, we cut back, and we get just, general conversations between. They're introducing everyone to each other. Armadimon and Iori are so polite. I love them.
No wait, real quick. You missed Flame Dramon and Demojimon.
Yeah, catching the icicle and melting it.
Yeah, and then he just does a fire rocket and burns him alive. It's like, Flame Dramon, you just killed him. It's funny because I think Mojimon literally goes, that really hurt, but it doesn't compare to being enslaved by the Kaiser.
Yeah. Anything's better than being enslaved. Damn, dude, it sure is. So yeah, we get that. They go back to the real world, and all the partners for the actual cast of O2 come back, but Vmon, Armadimon, and Hawkmon are in their in-training form. So they are Poromon, Chibimon, and
Upamon.
Upamon.
Yeah, they're baby.
Chibimon.
Fucking Chibimon, yay!
We got Chibimon, the show is now a 10.
Yay! I fucking love Chibimon so much.
I love that Chibimon always has the fucking colon-free mouth. It's so fucking
His
cute.
voice becomes significantly higher when he's Chibimon too. It's so fucking cute.
I love it.
I really like that they all, when they're in the real world, are just like this.
Yeah. They're just always in their end trainings. Cool.
Fucking baby.
He's baby.
It's also like this like really nice little like I guess like precursor to like Tamers, because now you got this thing of like, oh, they gotta like hide out when they gotta hide from other people in public.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's not as much of a concern in this one.
Yeah,
as it
it's
is in
not
that
really like
show,
a huge.
but-
Yeah, they kind of just stay in this like this little like computer room for the most part, but like it's just like like the seeds were planted.
So, after this episode, I noticed something.
What's up?
So, obviously, it was very strange that Sora brought up Mimi in reference to, like, all of Miyako's stuff. And then while I was
Mhm.
watching the ED, I noticed something very interesting, which is when they're doing, like, the groupings of people, the first grouping with, you know, Taichi and Greymon and Koshiro and Kabuterimon or Tenzomon and all
Yeah,
that.
it's it's like Fladramon, Digimon, and
Shurimon. Not Hulsmon.
Shurimon.
And then in the OP,
and
Shurimon is
Shurimon
first. And I was just like, and even during the eye catch, in the beginning, Shurimon is there.
not Hulsmon.
So I was like, oh my god, Shurimon was supposed to be first. And at some point late during development, like during the development of the show,
they must have decided on the Mimi Goes to America thing.
The Mimi Goes to America, and they were just like, well, Hulsmon looks more like Hawkmon, so that one should be first. So I guess we'll have Sora here as well. And like, I guess they just weren't prepared for that, which is why like Sora's like, yeah, you're really like Mimi. Anyway, here's the Digi-Egg of Love. Don't worry about it.
It is this way. Okay, so obviously, like, I mean, like, the eye catches and shit reveal. There's obviously, like, a second set of armors they take after the other 3 Digidestin. And granted, I think that is kind of a consistent thread with, well, I think Iori and Joe make sense. I think that one works pretty okay.
Yeah.
In some ways, I actually kind of think Iori and Joe work better than Iori and Koshiro. But
there's like an episode with those two later, and it's really nice.
But then, like, obviously, then you also, you know, because he's the protagonist, he gets the other, like, big Digimon from it. So it's like David, Daisuke, and Yamato, which I also don't think makes a ton of sense either.
Yeah.
100%. I don't think that one really works.
I don't get
either.
that one much.
It is also one of those things where like I will be fair, and then like they're just kind of like themed on the Digimon. It's like clear that there's not really an emphasis on you. Oh, they need to have these traits to use the Digi-Egg.
It's kind of one of those where you can, I guess, feel like the toyetic part of it take precedence over how much it actually works in the story.
Yeah. But I did take a screen cap of the one of the splashes during the ED to like show my point. Yeah, you can see like Miyako has Shurimon behind her. Like, it's so bizarre. Shurimon is always paired with the first wave.
Yeah,
it's the weirdest thing.
I think it's like a combination of just not being able to like justify Mimi being there that early on, and so Hulsmon just makes more sense for Hawkmon.
Yeah.
Like, so they just kind of made that take precedent, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It's just, it was so weird to like come to that realization while I was watching. I was like, wait a fucking second here.
The production troubles of the show are already becoming apparent. It's only episode 2.
Yeah. Speaking of episode 2, the Dub Zone.
No!
SHIN Dub Zone episode 2, the Digi Team Complete. Which isn't true. That's not till next episode.
Yeah.
All right. Name changes. Oh my fucking god. We had 4 new Digimon introduced, one of which has 4 attack names listed. So, you know. Okay. Hawkmon, unchanged. Hawkmon's moves, Beak Pecker and Feather Slash. So, Hawkmon does not use any of its moves until episode 5. And I believe they turn Beak Pecker into Beak Buzzsaw, because that's what he says in episode 5. Feather Slash, don't know. Didn't use anything like that. I assume they're just going to use the same fucking Beak Buzzsaw thing. Armadimon was changed to Armadillomon, which, sure, okay, literal, whatever.
Makes sense.
He had the moves listed Scratch Beat and Rolling Stone. Again, didn't use any of them this episode, but in episode 5, he uses Claw.
Actually, real quick, so you said no. I think in that episode 5, Hawkman used fucking Feather Slash. I think we got a Gaia Force situation on our hands.
Oh fucking hell! All right, so the beak bust all. Just that's for both of them, I guess. Armadimon.
How is a beak a bust off?
Don't worry about it. So it's Scratch Beat and Rolling Stone. In episode 5, he uses Claw Chop, which I'm assuming is supposed to be Scratch Beat. And then we had Hulsmon, which in English is Hulsemon. I'm not really sure why this one was changed.
That was probably just different romanization.
Maybe.
Because it's too similar.
And then Hulsmon has 4 fucking moves listed. Ujat Gaze, Red Sun, Mach Impulse, and Tempest Wing. Every single move he uses is Tempest Wing. Every single goddamn move. Every single one of them is Tempest Wing.
Gaia Force!
Yep.
Gaia Force!
No,
wait, isn't it is it Terra Force in the dub, or is that
No. Yes, Terra Force. Jesus Christ.
My bad. I swear they accidentally call it Gaia Force at one point.
Honestly, maybe they do. They're so bad about that shit. But yeah, so like Tempest Wing remains the same, which is the thing where it shoots the lasers out of its head blade wing things. But yeah, every single, like, when it's shooting lasers out of its eyes, it's Tempest Wing. When it does the eye beams in episode 4, or 3, it's Tempest Wing. Yeah, when it does Ujat Gaze, it's Tempest Wing. It doesn't use Mach Impulse at any point during these 5 episodes, but I'm assuming that's also going to be Tempest Wing. Digimon was unchanged. And wouldn't you know it, everything is called Gold Rush. Digimon has Big Crack and Gold Rush, but in English it's just all Gold Rush.
That's pretty
He
funny.
loves money.
I fucking love money.
Money.
So when all the kids are talking about dinner, Ty says it's pork surprise night, sounding really disheartened and like with 1,000-yard stare.
I will admit, I do at least respect that they kept up the running bit of his mom is a really weird cook.
Yeah. At least they stuck to their guns.
At least they remembered something.
When Davis is in his bed and like the fucking Vmon appears on his ceiling, he goes, "Boy, I just can't stop thinking about Vmon."
I'm saying!
Yo.
I'm saying!
Fucking love it.
Miss her.
I wish I had a Vmon.
Same. Joe says he can't go because he has an oral exam on laryngitis the next day.
That's pretty funny.
When Yoli is talking about her stupid helmet, she says, "I love this helmet. It makes my glasses look smaller."
I
Okay.
think it makes it look bigger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does, because your hair is
Yeah,
squished
kinda-
into the helmet. So.
Kind of emphasizes them more than anything, really.
Yeah.
I like her glasses though.
They're good. When they're at the Mayan temple, they said it closed down because they couldn't book enough weddings or bar mitzvahs. Like, fuck it, dude. Sure.
You're just saying words. They're still just saying words. These aren't jokes.
Do you think non-Jewish kids know what a bar mitzvah is?
Probably. I think most kids grow up with like a Jewish kid or two in their classes. Like, they probably know what a bar
Jokes
mitzvah is. But
Jokes
Rugrats
require
have.
some kind of observation about the situation. These are just words. You're saying words.
That is literally just the joke is imagine a Digimon hosting a bar mitzvah. Wouldn't that be weird?
Wouldn't that be wacky?
It would.
I guess.
So Armadillomon is southern and Hawkmon is posh.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think they got because I assume Armadimon's like verbal tick is supposed to make him sound like like a bumpkin.
Yeah. No, yeah. This is shockingly enough, these are pretty good localizations of the way they speak.
Yeah,
Hawkmon
no,
is like
Hawkmon-
almost 1-to-1.
Yeah, no, Hawkman sounds basically almost the same. It's like
Yeah.
it's almost like a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! Pegasus situation.
Mm-hmm. They did really good with these. It's when fucking Yoli talks about not really wanting to fight, Hawkmon says, "Harumph, why do I get stuck with the defective human?"
Jesus Christ!
Jeez.
Do your fucking job.
I crave
Fuck
violence.
Ah, useless women.
Oh no, Hawkmon, no, you can't be sexist.
Misogynist Hawkmon.
for whatever reason, Digimon in Japanese is the steel of knowledge, right?
No, I think I like steel knowledge or so. What they just say.
In English, he's the drill of power.
Yeah, I was gonna say like they. Oh yeah.
Sure,
Also his accent gets really fucking heavy when he becomes Digimon.
Yes, it does. The drill of power. Like
I guess I assume they're just going for that. Oh, gold rush. He's like a prospector.
that has to be it. Yeah, that's like as far as I think they took it. I thought I fucking wrote this as a joke, but no, this is the literal line. When fucking Digimon Emperor is trying to put the ring on Vmon and it starts getting closer after he was taunting him, he goes, haha, come on, I'm just haha funny guy Vmon, come on, which has the exact same energy as the I'm just a little guy, come on, it's my birthday.
It's my birthday. So this is little guy. So this episode is one I have a lot of memories of. And I remember, like, especially in the dub, Vmon never fucking shuts up.
He is constantly fucking talking. Never stops talking. Ugh. At one point, Wormmon says, "All day, destroy this, destroy that, give me a cappuccino." Or no, sorry, I think it's Mojimon, actually, when he's talking about being a slave. And then Tai talks about how Mr. Fujiyama was talking to him about the birds and the bees.
What? Oh, no.
What the fuck?
First the tickling, now this.
Man.
To be fair, they at least, when he's trying to lead him out of the room in English, he goes, "Oh man, I was hoping you'd give me some advice about high school girls. They're just so older now, I don't know what to do about them."
Okay, so there's
he tells me about the birds and bees?
I'm also glad that they decided to stick to their horrible mistake.
Yeah.
School is that fucking, I guess.
Oh god.
So what, is it being college and try stuff? Like, what the fuck?
Who fucking knows at this point?
They're like 30 years in the end.
It's fine.
Up.
I'm not watching the tri-dub because it's a modern one that was done correctly, so fuck that. I'm not watching those movies twice. Not a fucking chance. Yeah. That was it for episode 2. Also, something I noticed and forgot to point out, which was I was kind of sort of corrected, but like, so Hawkmon is like, as far as like main cast, like proper main cast, until Ghost Game, Hawkmon was the only partner that was the opposite gender of their human, like Digidestined.
Huh.
Because like people talk about in Tamers, there's Leomon and what's her face, but she's not like really part of the main cast until way late in the show, so I don't really count that. But yeah, like, and then Momo mentioned in Atmon.
Atmon, you have Eri and Dokamon.
Yeah, like until like Ghost Game, as far as like the main cast of proper like Digimon shows proper, that just he was the only one, and I was like, oh wow, that's weird.
Yeah,
he's a trans guy.
Sure.
And the only exception I can think of, and this one feels like a bit of a stretch, is like fucking like Nene and Dark Knightmon.
Yes. Yeah, calling them partners is definitely a bit of a stretch. She technically has the Digivice that applies to Dark Knightmon, but you know.
Anyway.
Yeah. It's been almost 2 hours. Oops. So we're gonna go to Momo's. Momo's Digimon of the Week. Go.
So check this out. This is Kawagamon X Antibody. Now I don't really have much. Admittedly, I don't really have much to say about this week. I just thought he was pretty cool. But in general, because since we saw Sneedmon, I just want to give a shout out to Kawagamon, Sneemon, all those fucking big bugs, jobbing all across this franchise.
So true.
They're putting in the work, and honestly respect them for it.
Yeah.
They're just here to get their ass beat by big dinosaurs.
And hey, this motherfucker is going to be relevant in the card game in like a couple months.
I mean, he was a while ago because fucking Grand Kawaga. He's making his big comeback.
Yeah, Insectoid, baby. But yeah, love this guy. He's very spiky. I actually really like Kawagamon X's design. I think it's really cool.
Anyone
I
got any?
It doesn't go. I like how it doesn't go too overboard, like adding details of the Kuwagamon. Yeah, that's just an upgraded Kuwagamon. It works.
How do we feel about Kuwagamon here?
I like Kuwagamon. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I always liked him quite a bit as a kid. Actually,
when I think of Kuwagamon, the first thing I think of is because he's like that. I think he's the tutorial fight in World 3, right?
Yeah, the very first thing you do.
So yeah, and you punch him once and he just dies.
Yeah, they keep it up. They're just like, yeah, no, it's Kuwagamon. It's got to be a jobber. Yeah, thank you.
That's
Momo.
all I have for you today.
All right, which means we're just gonna move straight into episode 3, Digimental Up.
All right.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't have a whole lot of notes for this episode. I'm like,
I don't really have much.
I don't remember anything about it. Honestly,
it was very, it was very to the point. It was just like, all right, we need to get this out of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it starts off with Ken doing programming on his computer, and the glasses are in there, and there's this weird like horror music sting when the glasses show up on his PC.
Ah!
Oh no, the glasses are evil.
UV protection.
So we get a little background information about Miyako. It turns out her family runs a convenience store, and she gets a bunch of snacks and shit for free by helping out. So
I wish my parents owned a convenience store.
This is like the best part. This is like the best part of the episode. She brings all the babies, all the goodies.
Yeah.
You get Chibimon having his chocolate.
He goes down on that chocolate bar. Upamon just jumping into the fucking bag.
He starts slurping, and then Poromon just gets some jelly, and he just starts freaking out.
Instant sugar rush.
And Teabot's just like, I'm worried. What was it she says? I think she says, I'm worried for our future.
Yeah.
As fucking Patamon is like on the floor of his fucking Slurpee.
His happy juice.
Happy juice.
Mods, I spilled my Jace.
My Jace. Iori isn't in the room yet because apparently he needs to finish eating his lunch, and he's in there like pushing around a single cherry tomato. As it turns out, he fucking hates them.
This is a really cute little bit because he's like, I forget if they outright say this later, but like the implication is obviously his dad is dead.
Yes, his dad's dead.
Yeah.
So he's like, my dad always told me to never waste food, and she's like, you don't have to eat it. And the teachers are like, you can just go. And he's just rolling that tomato around because he really doesn't want to eat it.
And then he like splits it in half and like lifts one half up to his face, and he's like mentally prepping himself.
He like grimaces.
And then so while they're waiting for Iori, Miyako's like, let's watch TV, and then puts a news broadcast on the computer monitor. And it's a spotlight about the child prodigy Ken Ichijoji. And all the fucking insane shit he's done. He won a computer programming competition. He won a chess tournament. He solved some fucking massive math problem. He's a soccer prodigy. He did this. He did that. God, this kid's so cool. And Miyako's like
oh,
and then he kicks a cat later on.
And then he's just like, oh man, who could it? I just didn't expect it to happen.
And then it's really funny because Miyako's like, well, I know more about the digital world than he does. She's so fucking petty.
And then Daisuke just goes, but you don't play soccer. Also, since there's no attempt behind it, he's the Digimon Emperor.
Yeah, no, it's very obvious that he's the Emperor.
So he is voiced by. I still can't believe this is the fucking person they got to voice him. He's voiced by Romy Park, who's like a really prolific JP voice actress.
Mm-hmm.
Like she has been in a lot of stuff.
Did Laurent from Turn A Gundam like a year before this would go on to voice a little known character called Edward Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist like 2 years after this show.
Something more people might be. She's Naoto in Persona 4.
Mm-hmm. Very, very prolific voice actress. So yeah, we get a day in the life of Ken. A little puppy
kicking
walks
puppies?
up. Yeah, a little puppy walks up to his shoe and he just fucking kicks it, like punts it. Like my note is just like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, he like launches it.
I did put the screenshot of that in.
It's in. The screenshot is in the rotation of him.
What was it? He says, "Don't dirty my shoes."
Yeah, and then it does the zoom in on his face, and my note is just me after I kick a puppy. I guess.
Literally introducing your villain by having him kick puppies. This could not be less subtle.
In that interview bit about Ken, he's constantly like looking at the camera and doing like a similar smirk, and it's so fucking funny.
This kid sucks so bad. My next note is, bro, Ken is super fucked up. What is this kid's problem? Which,
Well, we'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to what this kid's problem is. Anyway, so yeah, we get back to him as the Digimon Kaiser, and he's forcing Digimon to fight for fun. He's just like, yeah, you kill each other. He like captures an Elecmon and makes a normal Elecmon or it makes the Elecmon he just captured fight one that has the ring on him, and they're beating the shit out of each other. And he's just sitting there clapping his little hands like a teenager. He's like, "Yay, kill each other, yay!"
And some Gatsumon are watching, and they're like, "Oh, that's fucked up. They're friends."
I can't believe he would make friends do this.
And then they accidentally make a noise, and he catches a bunch of them.
Yeah. So he locks them in jail. And then my next note is way later in the episode, so I think I just kind of zoned out for this part.
Yeah, I zoned out for a lot of I straight up don't remember
It's just very to the point.
Yeah. Basically, it's just like the Kaiser's Digidestined. He reveals that he has the black D3. He also goes on a little rant about how only he's a perfect person, and I think only perfect humans can be Digidestined.
Yeah, he's like, "Get out of my fucking digital world."
Someone didn't watch the last show.
I'm the only Keyblade master.
So then we get he's six so the rest of the kids show up in the digital world again. Which it's only the new crew this time. New in quotes. It's Hikari, Takaru, and then the three new characters. They're the only ones that go this time. And the Digimon Kaiser Ken, I'm just gonna call him Ken, it's easier to say. Ken sicks a bunch of Tyrannomon on them, and the fight with the Tyrannomon is weirdly well animated. There's a bunch of really good looking cuts in this fight. It's kind of
there's that tail flick where the Tyrannomon does. It looks really nice.
There's that. There's Holzmon dodging the things as it runs up, and there's the really well drawn stylish shot of Holzmon stanced up, and it does Red Sun this part of the episode for some reason just looks really good. And it's only this part of this episode. It's really weird.
So they're very quickly outnumbered, and they're like, "Okay, some of you run off and go find that because they were on the trail of a new Digimental. They picked it up on their D3s.
Why don't they just Crimson Blaze?
I don't know.
If they had Crimson Blaze the turn before, they wouldn't have been able to play those Tyrannomons out.
But so yeah, they're like, so Daisuke and Miyako are like, we'll try to hold all these fucking Tyrannomon off. You guys go and find that egg.
So they go into a cave. Iori's with Takaru and Hikari, and
And there's a little bit where Hikari and Takaru are frustrated that they're not able to help
because they can't digivolve. Right, we forgot to mention that. Something about the Digimon Emperor interferes with the original Digivices, and they are not able to digivolve normally. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's why they've only been using this armor stuff, and the new kids are only able to do anything.
Yeah, and then they just kind of look over to the side, and they're like, "What the fuck are those?" And it's two of the ugliest fucking things I've ever seen in my life. I hate how these stupid fucking Digimentals look. God, fuck these stupid things. I hate them so much.
The Pegasusmon is I don't like it, but it doesn't affect me. Nefertimon is fucking bad.
I quite like Pegasusmon, but yeah, I get it. Nefertimon's it's a Sphinx, but
no, not the designs themselves. Those are I don't like them, but they're not great. The Digimentals look disgusting. Why does the Digimental of Hope have hair?
Another one have feet.
Yeah, why? Oh god, I hate these fucking things. They're awful.
Also, it's just previous Digidestined can pick up their eggs, but Kari and Takaru can because we want them to be cast members in this show. That's they don't give an explanation for this. It's just we want them to be cast members so they can do this, even though the others couldn't. They don't give a shit about explaining things like this. They just don't bother.
Well,
they're just there for plot exposition.
Well, if they didn't, we wouldn't get that guy who reflects fizz.
that's way later.
Way later.
I know, but without that, we don't get him, so it's fine.
Overall, good thing.
Yes. Also, okay, so they pick they're able to pick up the Digimentals, and this causes their Digivices to transform into D3s.
And it's kind of like morph into it. It's really funny.
Yeah, they like more. Yeah, it's also really funny for Takara in particular because okay, it can't be blue because Daisuke's blue, and it can't be yellow because Iori is yellow, so his Digivice is green.
Because he wore a green outfit in Original Adventure.
Sure, dude.
Ignore the fact that there is no green on him now.
So funny. Like, them making Daisuke's blue instead of red, like, I get it, but, like, it's so odd.
Yeah, then it's like, well, Miyako's red.
We had
Pegasusmon and Nefertimon.
Yeah, Pegasusmon and Nefertimon. Pegasusmon I'm fine with. I kind of like this design, honestly.
It's honestly funny how much more of a natural evolution this looks like for Patamon than any of his
regular
evolutions.
That's part of why I like it, because it's like the first evolution Patamon has that resembles Patamon himself, like, at all.
Funny you mention that, Momo. It's such a natural looking evolution. It is one in Reboot.
Yay.
And then Nefertimon, I'm like, I don't have very strong feelings about it in either direction.
I just don't like it. Like, I get the theming they're going for, but it just, I don't, nah. Just not a fan of the design overall.
Also, I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen Pegasusmon X. That's pretty sick.
Yes, God, that thing is so cool.
I think I have, yeah.
Yeah, so they show up and they use, I believe it's, it's a Sanctuary Bind. This is just a dual tech they have.
A little lasso, yeah.
Yeah, they lasso up all the Tyrannomon and it instantly breaks their things, and then the fight's over.
Also, shoutouts to Nefertimon's like signature. Was it like Queen of?
Curse of Queen.
Curse of Queen. That's it. I love that name.
It's really cool. Shame she basically never uses that move. She almost exclusively uses Rosetta Stone. Something that was really funny during the Nefertimon evolution sequence, because when it's showing the Digimental, it shows like all the Digimon from the line it's based off of.
Oh yeah, I was going to mention this too. It's just this very long sliding shot silhouette of Angelomon.
It's just Angelomon
smiling.
It's so funny.
But I didn't die though.
Yeah. So after all the fighting stuff is done, they make fun of Daisuke a little more. And then at one point, Miyako says, "Who cares?" Quote from Girl Who Cares Very Much. Yeah, that was this episode. It was a pretty simple episode because it was focusing on two characters we already know everything about. So,
I will say, I guess I'll just say this now because like, he doesn't really, from what I remember, he doesn't really get an awful lot of development in this show, like Takaru.
Mm-hmm.
Neither of them do, really.
Yeah, but like in Takaru in particular, I don't really mind because he got like for one thing, he got plenty of development in the previous show. But I also do kind of really like the role he's got here in the show right now, where like he's like clearly like he's more experienced. He's like he's the mature one of the group.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And actually, like even if he doesn't really get much later on, it does actually it's just nice to see him in this role after seeing how much he's grown in the previous show.
Yeah, I do think at a certain point, like as the other three, well, not really Miyako, but that's for way later, kind of come more into their own. Like, I think that aspect of him does sort of fall by the wayside as Daisuke does become more of the leader. But it is kind of nice in the sense that, like, he is in this show what Yamato tried to be in Adventure, but it comes it actually ends up coming a lot more naturally to Takaru compared to Yamato.
Because yeah, he's doing it because he just is this way, as opposed to Yamato, who is doing it for his own kind of his own kind of self-interest.
Yeah.
Oh god. Speaking of
dub time.
Yeah.
Dub Zone.
Shin Dub Zone, episode 3, A New Digitude.
Hey, Digi-dudes.
So, fucking name changes. Pegasmon was changed to Pegasusmon. Whatever.
Sure, I guess.
Pegasusmon has fucking 4 moves listed, which are Rodeo Gallop, Needle Rain, Silver Blaze, and Shooting Buster, I think, if I was reading the katakana correctly. Only one of them is ever used. It's, I believe, a Star Shower replaces all of his moves. So they changed the name and made it just everything. So it's just Star Shower.
They've been doing that. I feel like they've been doing that a lot more in this season.
Yeah. And then Nefertimon has 3 moves, which are Nile Jewelry, Curse of Queen, and Rosetta Stone. Everything is Rosetta Stone, which was not changed.
That's really funny.
Yep. And then Sanctuary Bind. So they named that something else in English. I had to pause the episode when I heard them say it because I was like, fucking excuse me? You want to know what they call it?
Golden Noose.
Golden Noose!
Okay.
Weird fucking name!
That's the dub name?
Yeah, Golden Noose.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Fucking weird.
Yeah.
I know
think they would be swapped.
I know noose is just the name of a knot, but when you hear the word noose, you think of certain things.
There are connotations. All right, so when they're drinking the stuff, Poromon, instead of Poromon acts like the drink is hot. Like she's screaming about being hot or something instead of it being like a weird sugar rush. I guess they just didn't know how to interpret what he was doing. When Cody is talking about the food, he says that my dad always told me that you should never throw away food unless it smells bad. And then when he cuts the thing and lifts it to his face, there's a really loud sniffing sound effect. So, cool. Ken is the only name that's not changed. He's still Ken Ichijoshi in English. I
gotta say, Ken's dub voice is really funny, especially when he's in evil mode.
Oh yeah, it's Derek Stephen Prince, right? I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
Yeah. I love. He does a great job. I love Ken's English voice. It's really good. The TV spot for Ken is fucking awful in English. It is genuinely one of the worst things they've ever done. The program he developed brushes your teeth for you. He balanced the world's biggest checkbook. He can play a single game of chess with a bunch of people watching. It's fucking awful. Terrible fucking jokes in there. Him kicking the dog is still in the dub. Unless it, because so I don't have access to the official broadcast versions currently, because my Hulu account ran out, and I'm not gonna re-up that shit just for this. So I don't have I no longer have access to the broadcast versions. So I have to watch these weird spliced versions that are the English audio, but over all the Japanese footage, and it has the Japanese opening and ending. It's bad. I really don't like using this, but it's my only option right now. So I don't know if kicking the dog was still in there. It might have been, it might not have been.
I think I might be remembering wrong. I think he literally goes, "Stupid mutt," and then it just hard cuts to the dog running away.
Okay. So it wasn't in there. Yeah.
I don't think they kept him kicking the dog.
Because there are some parts where audio cuts in weird ways where I know they remove stuff, even though the visuals are still on screen, because this is a really weird spliced version. But yeah. When a Lekmon gets whipped and hurt, he makes the funniest fucking noise. It's something along the lines of "ah," like just an actual man screaming. It's
It's like he's into it. Like what the fuck?
It's really really funny. So when Ken has the hologram and Davis tries to punch it, fucking TK goes, "It's just an illusion." Like. You know what a hologram is, dude.
He's messing with our minds.
And then Ken says, based on the laws of physics, only perfect human beings can be digidestined.
I mean, yeah, makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah. During the Pegasusmon and Nefertimon evolution sequences, when their wings pop out, it makes metal sound effects.
Shing!
Yeah, it's literally the shing.
Oh yeah, something random dub thing I also remember. Whenever they do they try to use their Digivice and it doesn't work. I remember the dub adds this loud static noise.
Yes, it's really annoying. And yeah, that was all I had for episode 3. Which means we can move into episode 4, King of Darkness, Digimon Kaiser.
Lately, I've been feeling like the King of Darkness.
I've been saying.
Wait, are we not gonna do Digimon of the Week?
We already did it.
You
We
did
did?
that.
Yeah.
Hello?
I don't know how I met.
Get with the program, Leon.
The sickness is
pay
affecting me.
Quick, how do you feel about Kuwagamon?
He's pretty good.
Awesome.
Cool. Anyway.
All right. This episode starts with a fucking jailbreak. At least I think it starts with a jailbreak. I might have just missed something at the beginning.
Yeah, and then Gabumon gets like the shit punched out of him by a red Digimon.
Sure does. He gets the 100 lashes. Yeah, like, but that's a bit later. Oh right, the beginning of this episode is them breaking the Elecmon out.
Like, quick, let's get out of here.
Gotsumon.
Yeah, they're breaking the Gotsumon and the Elecmon out. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, me too.
We gotta get out of here.
Yeah. I just have poor Daisuke written. I think they said something shitty to him again because he's the punching bag for the first part of this show. And then Digimon Kaiser is talking about the Dark Tower, which are the black obelisks that have been in the background of some of the shots, I think.
I don't even know if they were. This feels like a thing where it's like, this is how we can have episodes where the adventure guy still can't digivolve, but we don't need the Digimon Kaiser there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they have the Dark Towers, which are big black obelisks that he is using to control territory all along the digital world. Because if you don't have the Dark Ring on, the Dark Tower saps you of your power or something along those lines. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Plot convenience. So yeah, Gabumon is in town with a bunch of Gazimon, and a Dark Tower is built there, and they're all like assaulted and get captured. Gabumon is forced to suffer 100 lashes from Red Vegemon, but he only makes it to about 70 something before he just gets thrown off a fucking cliff and into a river. And then as he's like dying and crawling on the shore, he sees a fucking TV.
The weird communication TVs that are just kind of wherever is most convenient for them to be there, but have definitely always been there. Don't fucking ask questions. Shut up. Don't ask questions. Fuck you.
Clearly, Genai put them there.
Yeah, it's probably fucking Genai. It just felt like it. Fuck it.
At some point before this, because I have a note that says pose, they talk about they brought the Gotemon back to the real world with them, and they're just like, what are we gonna do if the teacher comes in?
Yeah, like, oh, we don't want to be practiced.
Yeah, pose. And then they all do
I thought it was really funny.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah, no, that was a good bit.
Like, no, the Gotsumon can't stay here.
So we cut to Yamato having a concert, and apparently his band is fucking insanely popular, despite the fact they're a bunch of middle schoolers. Because he's in like a proper stadium with a filled crowd.
Filled crowd.
Like unreal how popular this dude's band is. I wonder why he quits. After the show, what is because it's Daisuke's sister. What is her name?
I fucking did
June.
No,
I think it's June.
Oh, is it June? Oh, that makes the way they localized it really funny. But yeah, she runs up to Yamato and is like, "Oh my god, I love your band. Can you sign my shirt? Write your fucking name on it." And he's like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." So he starts signing his shirt, and she says her name's Monomiya, and Takaru is like, "Oh, Monomiya, are you Daisuke's sister?" And she's like, "Yeah, Daisuke. Is he annoying? Fuck that little brat."
Fucking loser.
Yeah.
Also fucking shout outs to her fucking sore ass haircut.
Oh my god. Her hair is she has a design.
Yep.
Yeah, she got the Sora Kingdom Hearts hair.
God.
See, when you said Sora haircut, I obviously first
thought
Sora Digimon. I was like, that's not fucking what that was.
Yeah, and then she also has Takaru sign her shirt because, like, oh, you're pretty cute too. You also sign. Which I forgot.
Kind of like, sure.
I forgot,
yeah, fine.
Yeah, I forgot Takaru being like weirdly popular with girls is like a bit.
Yeah,
I forgot all about it.
I'm gonna be honest. When this thing happened, I just kind of was like, oh yeah, Daisuke has a sister. I forgot.
I completely forgot she was a thing.
that reminds me of like I don't remember how long this bit goes on, but at least for now, I still find it funny. Is this bit where fucking Daisuke tries to impress Hikari or like get her attention, and then she immediately goes, "Isn't that right, Takaru?"
Yeah.
What's really funny is that like it doesn't, at least to me, it doesn't read as anything like explicitly romantic between Hikari and Takaru.
No, he's
they
just
kind of
jealous
get along because they've been friends.
Yeah, he's just jealous that he's paying more attention to her.
Yeah,
that she pays more attention to him than Daisuke.
it's very funny. So yeah, and this is actually like when they're having because they're in there and they're having a casual conversation. They talk about the Vegemon and how they throw poop, and Daisuke's like, "Oh no, they throw poop. That must be horrible."
It's like no, I don't. It's like Hikari has to stay behind. I am not letting them throw poop at her. And she's like, "They've thrown poop at me before. It's fine." And he's like, "They what?"
Yeah, Takaru's like, "Yeah, we've gotten shit thrown at us. We got way worse stuff thrown at us." And Daisuke's like, "Don't you have any telepathy?" You're always like, "What? Do you mean delicacy?"
Delicacy. Such a fucking dipshit. I love Daisuke like a lot because he's just such a fucking dipshit. He's so goddamn stupid.
It's so good. He's such a moron. He gets really embarrassed about it. Telepathy. Don't you have any telepathy? And they're just like, what are you fucking what? Hello. Angel left because he wanted to get sleep before he went to work. And he said he didn't have much to say about the episode and a half we have left anyway, so that's fine.
He actually said the episodes were good and he loved all of them.
Yeah.
But
yeah. His favorite character is
D3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves D3.
God, he loves D3 so much.
Yeah, so, over the break we convinced him about the necessities and like the greatness of the D3, and he was like, actually, yeah, it's one of the best Digivices.
Yeah, so they hatch a plan to get into town by having two of them pretend to be Black Ring Digimon and tie up all the others and drag them along like a fucking slave procession. And it just works because Vegemon are stupid.
The fucking Armadimon trying to be evil is so fucking cute. You just go
Get in line, DAGYAA.
In prison with you, DAGYAA.
So they manage to take everyone into the prison, and they find Gabumon. And Gabumon's like, all right, fuck it, jailbreak time. And he just blows open the gate and like beats the shit out of Vegemon. And then we get unrestrained violence Vmon, where he tackles a Vegemon to the ground and just starts beating the shit out of it.
I was like, Jesus Christ, he gets real violent about that one.
So they've successfully, broken everyone out of prison, and they are looking to I think they're looking to go up to the top of like the area because that's where the Black Tower is. I forget why they're going in that direction.
They're just trying to escape.
Yeah. And
Daisuke keeps wanting to throw hands, and Yamato's like, dude, we've got all these fucking prisoners with us. We need to get them out of here.
Yeah. And Takaru mentions that he met up with Daisuke's sister, and Daisuke's like, she probably badmouthed me, right? And yes, she did. She did in fact do that. One of the only things she says is, "Oh yeah, my stupid younger brother that's lazy and annoying."
My stupid brother whom I
hate. And she's like, and he's like, "Oh come on, no, she did." It's like, "Nah, I know what she's like. She did that."
Yeah, she probably said this and this, and then everyone gets like really angry at Daisuke for being mean to his sister, who was mean to him. Like a perfectly normal like sibling shit talking each other relationship.
One of the weird ones is like Yamato, who immediately tries to like.
Yeah,
this is another example. He gets like violent with him, and it's like this feels like another. You're trying to like force the whole Daisuke Taichi comparisons by
having him butt heads with Yamato.
Yeah,
and it's like the entire scene. Not only does it kind of feel forced, but like. Nothing about Daisuke pacifist includes like any resolution. Like I should be nicer to my sister. Like it doesn't play into the rest of this episode at all.
He does. It is a bit weird because he doesn't get particularly heated about it. He's just like, yeah, I should probably talk some shit about me.
Yeah.
And then you're like, man, Daisuke, I fucking hate people who talk shit about their siblings like that. And
it's like, why didn't you get mad at her then?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, why didn't you get mad at her when she literally did exactly what I'm doing right now?
Probably even less prompted than when Daisuke did it, honestly. Like,
yeah.
He only mentioned her because you brought her up. I thought the funniest part of this, he goes, like, Taker goes, calm down, Yamato, don't hit him. And he's like, I wasn't going to.
Yeah, you were. Shut the fuck up.
And then Hikaru's like, I hate people who talk bad about their siblings. And Daisuke's like, no!
He falls into the abyss.
The fucking her picking the rose petals and saying hate over and over again.
No. Is it over for me?
Anyway, the Vegemon find them and they all get pooped idiots.
Get pooped on.
Someday I'll understand what Digimon's fascination with poop is.
Have you met a 5-year-old?
I guess.
Gabumon is like distraught about the fact he's been pooped on.
Mm-hmm.
I would also be like,
I know,
like a normal reaction.
but it's like the most like distraught I've ever heard Gabumon sound.
And then so they all get like they're all being like restrained by a bunch of normal Vegemon, and then there's the big bad leader, Red Vegemon, who shoots literal pepper breath at them. Just like actual peppers coming out of his mouth.
We're gonna call that move Terra Force.
What does he call the pepper breath? I forget what he calls it.
Isn't it just bad breath?
No, hazard breath.
Hazard breath, yeah.
Yeah, that's his other thing where he shoots out like the stink gas.
Red hot machine gun?
That would probably
that was
be
it.
Yeah, he calls that red hot machine gun. And Vmon like starts getting like taking the 100 lashes, and he's like being pretty severely beat up, and like it keeps driving him further and further toward the Dark Tower, and like everyone's just sitting here having to watch Vmon get his shit kicked in.
But he's like, oh, I gotta help that. No, because like earlier in the fight, because this starts with him trying to throw hands with Red Vegemon, doesn't it? Because he's like, I gotta fucking cheer up Daisuke, because Daisuke's all sad now.
Yeah.
I gotta cheer him up by being really cool. So eventually he gets fucking pinned to the wall by Red Vegemon.
Mm-hmm. And then they notice that like Red Vegemon is actively damaging the Dark Tower, so they tell Vmon to duck, and when he does, it actually like destroys the tower, which removes the interference. Gabumon is able to Digivolve.
Yeah, and Yamato's Digivice starts going, so wait a minute.
So he Digivolves, and we get the classic sequence. That classic sequence, baby. It's been 3 weeks since we've seen it.
Yeah.
Spin. Woo.
You having fun there?
Yeah.
It was me.
It's Garurumon.
Yeah, so Garurumon pretty easily handles everything. Yeah, they kind of just.
And then Vmon goes into flamethrower and beats the shit out of Red Vegemon.
Yeah, lights him on fire.
It kind of
looks like he killed him, but he didn't.
Bit. There's always this weird bit during the Armored Evolution sequence where it's like you can see like the characters like saying the thing, but they always like they look like down for a second before doing the thing.
It's
if you like
they have like a delayed reaction, like, oh shit, it's my turn.
If you put it in reverse, it has like the same like vibe as please look at the Wii U gamepad.
Yeah, so the fight wraps up pretty handily. They decide to leave Gabumon as like the protector of this particular city.
Also, all the shoutouts to all the friendly little guys, Emon.
Yeah, and then Taichi's here.
And then Taichi's here.
And then he's like, yeah, the Greymon can evolve too now.
Yeah, like he's just like, oh, he's just okay. What? And it's like it shows him destroying another spire, and I'm just like, what? Huh? When the fuck did? Whatever.
I assume they just start cutting because they go to like
yeah,
just like running around taking out a bunch of dark towers.
Yeah. So Yeah, and then Koshiro, by examining Miyako's D3, has discovered like a map of the digital world where like it's basically grids, and there's a bunch of black squares and a bunch of white squares, and he's like, all the black squares are the Digimon Kaiser's territory. That's where God, I keep almost calling them the English name because I think it's a better name. That's where all the dark towers have been built. So we're just gonna have to, destroy them to take back the territory.
Sure.
Yeah. It's like this square was black before, but now it's white after you destroy the tower. So that's our goal: destroy the towers to
this is going
control.
to be our this is going to be our structure for the next several episodes.
Yep. Yeah, and then the episode pretty much just ends on that.
No, we get a bit of we get a little bit of molding from the Kaiser real quick,
Yeah.
where he's like, "Oh, they destroyed my tower, but whatever.
No,
it wasn't.
fine,
It wasn't an advantage. It wasn't like an important position."
Sure, dude. You're not
Keep
mad.
telling yourself that.
Whatever you say, boy. All right, Shin Dub Zone, episode 4, Iron Vegemon.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
So, Red Hot Machine Gun has been changed to Chili Pepper Pummel, and Hazard Breath was changed to Stink Jet.
Stinky poopy breath attack.
When
I'd be showing her my Stink Jet. She never calls back.
Maybe don't do that. Don't be showing people your Stink Jet. I know you meant the show whole goal, but you meant the show whole goal, but like.
Wait, real quick. Shoutouts to apparently in what is this called? Digimon Digital Card Arena. In Red Hot Machine Gun. No, Hazard Breath was translated as Rotten Rainballs.
I
never show anyone my rotten rainballs.
Stop! God. Fucking hell. When Cody is talking about how he trained the Gotemon to be statues, he mentions that like, yeah, we're gonna say they're early prototypes by sculpting, and Yoli just goes, early rejects might be a better phrase, and it's like, bitch, rude.
Solid rocks, brother.
What's your fucking problem?
We've been over the dub just turns you into a horrible human being.
True. Red Vegemon's voice is so funny. He is apparently doing a Jack Nicholson impression.
Why?
Why?
Who knows? It's something all right. When he's beating, so he isn't beating Gabumon. He's forcing him to smell his little tendril things because apparently they smell bad. So
what? Why?
Are they like cutting the footage like right before he actually hits Gabumon?
It's weird. I think they're still showing the footage of him like getting hit, but there's no punch sound effect, and you just hear him going, "Smell this, smell it again." It's
sure, man.
It's fun, yeah. So, they actually dubbed a new song for Matt's band.
Oh boy!
Oh joy!
No.
I couldn't like tell you any of the lyrics. It's just some generic like song written by the God, what's it? It's like Jason Radford or something. I think is the one who did all the music.
I think so. Yes.
All I remember is that at part of it, he says like, "I turn around, I see what's behind me. I turn around again, I see what's in front of me." It's just like, damn, dude.
Interesting.
That's how that works, I guess. Yeah, like
I turn 360 degrees and walk away.
Every day I get up.
So I didn't realize in Japanese Daisuke's sister was a Jun Monomiya, like Jun Monomiya.
Yeah.
In English, she's June Monomiya. I assumed it was June like the month, but they might have just not
like
changed it. I don't know. They don't really. There's no spelling, obviously. So
they might have just taken it as well. Well, we could just say her name is June.
Yeah. She's So surprisingly enough, in the dub, she doesn't bring up she doesn't shit talk Davis at all in the dub.
That's like part of the entire setup of this episode. What the fuck?
So she doesn't shit talk Davis at all. Instead, she says, I get all the cute boys to sign my shirt. I haven't washed it in 2 years.
Cool.
Move on, please.
Sure thing. There's this random part where Gatomon complains about the antenna on TVs being called rabbit ears and not cat ears.
They're like they're scraping the bottom of the fucking barrel.
This is so desperate. Jesus Christ.
Right. So another name change was they changed Dark Tower to Control Spires. I think Control Spire sounds way fucking cooler and also gets across what they do more.
Am I insane? I swear at some point in the dub they just start calling them Dark Towers again.
I think they start calling them Dark Spires? Maybe?
Weird.
Well, we'll hear about it in the Shin dub zone later on, so whatever.
Shin dub zone episode 20 where I'm just like, they fucking changed the name again!
Yeah.
So, the telepathy joke, because obviously that does not work in English, is replaced by, him calling TK, like, a TC or something, and then everyone's just like, what? And then Cody's like, did you forget how to spell TK's name? It's 2 letters, and then they all laugh at him.
To be fair, he would forget how to do that.
That's true. He's already done it several times.
That is in fact a pretty character accurate joke. I'll give him that one.
Yeah, no, I was fine with this joke. Because obviously the telepathy joke does not work in English. Okay, so yeah. When Davis starts talking about all the things his sister, he's like, she probably talked about how I suck my thumb and I wet the bed every other Thursday. It's laundry day, so it's fine.
What?
Yeah. Like, he says a bunch of really weird shit. And the fact that in the dub, Davis's sister didn't even mention, like, him being a shithead and all that, like, the usual, like, sibling banter stuff. So, him randomly shit-talking his sister actually kind of makes sense to elicit the response it does from everybody, because she didn't mention Davis at all.
Yeah, so somehow erasing this setup makes the bit work better. That's fucking
really
bizarre.
Funny.
Anyway, good to know that a part of Davis' character is that he's a serial bedwetter. I really didn't need that, actually.
Isn't it great? Isn't it so cool?
Ugh.
So after Akari says like she hates him for doing stuff like that, he starts going into a depressive spiral and he goes, she thinks I'm a disgusting, worthless piece of dirt. Just like, bro, oh my god. It's not that serious, dude.
I don't know. When you're like a fucking middle schooler, not even like an elementary schooler with a crush, it actually does just feel like, oh, it's that over.
Yeah, you know what? Fair enough. So the audio for Vmon getting beat the shit out of is so fucked in the version I was watching, because I'm watching this weird spliced audio version. So like all the footage is there, but the audio is the English audio. So like sometimes it'll repeat lines multiple times, or they just won't be audio playing over the visuals because it's a part they cut out of the English release. So Vmon getting beat to shit just wasn't in the English version, like him actually getting hit. So it was just silence over that. It's bizarre. It doesn't look good. I hate this, the version I have to watch. But yeah, so as far as I can tell, Vmon getting beat up, which is not in the English version. There's another new insert song. Another one. This is the It's Going Digital song that you might also remember from the movie. We're going digital. That one. That's the insert song they play over this fight scene.
That's from the bit with I forget, is that the bit with Greymon and Parrotmon?
I think so. Like, yeah, we're going digital, completely digital.
I just remember like it's like they're it's like it's whiting out and it goes world.
Yeah. world. And yeah, that's all I had for episode 4, which means we can move into episode 5. Destroy the Dark Tower.
Me when I destroy the Dark Tower?
I'm always doing this. Is the
Only
thing.
the one.
Who up destroying their Dark Tower?
Me.
So we open on Gizamon slave labor.
Also, Gomon getting absolutely fucking trashed.
Yeah, Gomon for no reason gets like absolutely like I don't know what it is with the showrunners and Gomamon, but they love to beat this guy up.
Yeah, he gets like really thrashed. My second note here is be nice to Wormmon. Fuck you, because I think at a point, Ken like kicks Wormmon aside.
So Wormmon, Gomamon tries to set up for the Gizamon. He gets whipped a bit, and then he brainwashes and then he tells all the Gizamon, whoever beats him up gets a break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then they beat him up, and then Wormmon goes, so they'll get a break now, right? And then he kicks him.
Yeah.
Wasn't it like Ken speaks to Wormmon and Wormmon says nothing. It's like, oh, you told me not to speak, and then he gets whipped because like
that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, it's the end of the episode.
Okay.
Which I also have a be nice to Wormmon note for.
Yeah, no, he just goes, Wormmon just goes, oh, well, they did what you said, so they get a break now, right? And then he goes, lol, no, and rings all of them.
So,
and you see,
right.
you just see Wormmon very sadly scuttle away from Gomamon just dead on the floor.
Alright, so Gomamon, like, is fucking, like, in his death throes, another TV, because it's like, oh yeah, Tendamon mentioned that these TVs allow us to contact the...
Thank God there's one right here.
Yeah, so he does that. And we cut to all the kids rushing to go to the computer lab, and Daisuke sees Iori, and he's like, hey, we gotta go. And so my note here is just, because this is exactly what Iori says, more or less, is, the digital world is in danger, but I have Kendo right now, so I don't really care about that right now.
God.
Like, I have to go to Kendo Club, I don't, just go without me. And so they do. It's like, what? Daisuke's like, man, fucking, whatever, alright.
And then Hikari he shows it, hey, we gotta go to, are you heading to the computer room, Daisuke? Oh, yes, just me and Hikari, yes.
Anything for you, my queen.
And then he immediately cuts to Koshiro and Takeru are already there, and he's just like,
man,
I hate you.
Man, so tired of you.
He makes like a fucking stupid face when he thinks about just him and Hikari.
So when Upamon asks, like, where's Iori? Daisuke's like, oh, he has Kendo, so he's not here. Upamon's like, what's Kendo? And then Daisuke proceeds to hit him 3 times.
And that with like a rolled up hair, that.
Yeah.
Bah.
And it's like, that's what Kendo is. And Upamon's like, what's your fucking damage? Why'd you hit me? We cut to Iori at his Kendo lesson with his grandfather. And Iori is clearly distracted because he's thinking about Upamon.
I'm always thinking about Upamon.
DAGYAA.
His granddad's like, dude, you're not paying attention. What's up?
Mm-hmm. And then his grandpa makes the worst face I've ever seen in my entire life. I hate it.
What is it? You want choo choo? And Iori's like, I want what?
It's that so they're hanging out in the lab, like all the Digimon are hanging out, and they hear footsteps approaching, and someone's like, oh, Iori did come. And Daisuke's like, no, that's not Iori's footsteps, it's someone else. And they all start fucking scrambling.
Run! They just start running in circles.
Yeah.
And then
it turns out
it's just Joe.
Joe.
And Upamon's very sad because it's not Iori.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, sorry. So Gomamon puts out he gets to the TV and does the warning. I like that. There's a bit where it cuts to Joe. He's supposed to take a test today, and he's like, "Oh, fucking no, Gomamon's more important. I gotta go."
Yeah. At long last, Joe has come into his own enough to be like, maybe some things are more important than taking a fucking test.
And then they just quickly get up to speed with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it cuts back to Iori.
Yeah. He winds up leaving the Kendo dojo. He leaves practice early, and he just arrives at the club room.
But there's a nice bit with him and his grandpa, where he's like, sorry, can we end this lesson now? There's something I really have to go do.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, if there's stuff you need to do, go do it. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, there's a really cute bit where as he's leaving, he's like, he's finally starting to be more like his dad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nice. He compares him to his dad earlier too when he gets distracted. So yeah, Iori shows up, and Upamon is very happy about it because he showed up. Iori attempts to introduce himself to Joe, and Daisuke cuts him off, being like, "We don't fucking time for this. We gotta go." So they go to the digital world.
And then Iori tries it again, and then he gets cut off again.
Yeah. Joe's like, oh, I brought like hand warmers for everybody. And it's so good. Everyone's like, oh God, Joe, you're the fucking best. You're always so prepared for everything.
And then Miyako, she's like, oh, it's still really cold though, and she drops her warmer, and it melts away some snow, revealing Gomamon buried.
Buried and fucking dead. Why do they hate him so much? I don't understand.
They really hate his ass. And Armanimon is being like weirdly petty about Iori being late. He's like being really standoffish, like, whatever. You wanted to do your stupid sword stuff more than hang out with me, I guess. And that is just a thing throughout the majority of this episode. They have another raft building montage.
I just like to because they get Gomamon, and he's like, oh, well, the tower's over there, but it's like, fuck, how are we gonna get to the tower? And then Daisuke's like, hey, you got some rope?
So they make a raft and have
their... Because I think Miyako asked him, did you bring skis?
Yeah.
I'm not that prepared.
There's only so much you can do. They have the 5 Digimon partners be fucking sled dogs.
Then they're going pretty quick.
Yeah.
Veemon's pretty happy about it.
Yeah, Veemon's like a really excitable dog where he's just like, oh, I get to be physically active? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yay! As they're approaching the Dark Tower, they're met with a fucking Yukidarumon firing squad.
And it's like, oh, it's some snowmen. Wait a minute.
Hang on.
We get the cool little sequence of all of them dodging the blasts with the raft. And then Joe was like, no, don't even bother fighting them. Just shoot past them. They're kind of slow. Just keep going. The tower's the priority. So that they just break through the line and keep going. And then they like cause an avalanche by shooting past them. And they jump over a cliff and nearly die. And then they hit like...
They almost fall off another cliff.
Yeah, Iori does. He falls in the fucking freezing water.
And then Goemon's like, okay. I got him.
And you just see him, like, I think there's, like, a literal, like, or some sort of sound effect as Goemon slides down the screen.
Yeah, he grabs him, and then it cuts to them in a cave with Iori warming up by the fire.
So
it's like, don't worry, yeah, I brought some cold medicine and stuff to help you. And everyone's like, God damn, Joe, you are just the most prepared motherfucker on the planet.
And he's just like, I'll look after Iori until he warms up. You guys go deal with that tower.
Yeah. I really like the portrayal of Joe now. Like, I really like that he's just become this really responsible and reliable guy that just like is...
I hate his hair though.
Yeah, I was about to say the hair sucks, but like the portrayal's good. Like I like how it's also like, you know, because he's primarily like interested in studying like medicine and stuff and like being a doctor, so him being like more like because he was always like this, but like it coming off a lot more naturally than it did before, and him like more easily going into like, oh, I'll take care of Iori and stuff. It's like, okay, yeah, he's actually really properly on his way to what he wants to be.
He has the confidence to back up his knowledge now.
Yeah.
It's great.
Get a fucking haircut, though. My God. My fucking God. Does not work on you, buddy. Sorry.
So, like, yeah. But, like, yeah, Iori's like, I don't, like, no, don't leave me behind. I want to help. And fucking Armadi was like, no, you're sick. Don't, just look after yourself.
So, yeah, they decide to... I think they opt to be like, we're going to keep them busy while you guys go destroy the tower. Like, that's how we're going to be of use here.
Because they do that when they see when they see the Kaiser show up later.
Yeah, Ken shows
up. For now, they're
up.
just chilling in the cave.
And then I think Kaiser just fucking shows up with fucking Shellmon.
Yeah, Shellmon of all. Man, you couldn't have brought anyone better. You brought fucking Shellmon with you. Come on.
Oh, God.
Fucking Shellmon.
Yeah, so, Armanimon devolved into Digimon in order to... Because, like, Gomamon is, like, keeping Shellmon distracted.
You know what? Are we just skipping over their conversation?
Oh, I thought... Did I not already...
That's while they're in the cave.
Yeah.
No?
Oh, I thought
we talked about that.
No, yeah, Joe and Iori have, like, a one-on-one.
Did they say anything that we didn't already mention?
Well, you know, they're just talking about, Armadimon and Iori make up.
Right. Oh my god, I forgot all about because Joe.
Yeah, he's like, he's like, I didn't realize you gave up your practice to be here. I'm sorry. And it's and like Joe's like,
fault.
and then Joe's like, well, yeah, I also had to give up on some tests to be here today, but you know what? It's fine. And actually, I think like there's a really good line from Joe in there where he says like, we're called the chosen children, but I think we're the ones that do the choosing.
Yeah. He kind of like, in a way, parrots what his brother told him, where he's like, you should just do what you want to do in life. Like, there's no set path. Like, if you want to do something, you do it. We choose what we want to do. And it's like, yeah. Sorry, I did have a note for that, but I assume I related it back to just Joe being very reliable now, not his like character development, like really showing in this conversation.
And then they like hear something, and then the Kaiser shows up with Shalmon.
Yeah. Goemon attempts to distract Shalmon and is like already beat to shit, so he can't really do much good with it.
So Digimon time.
Yeah, so we get Digimon time, and Iori almost gets blasted by the water jet, and Digimon kind of like shelters him, and then like Shalmon is just
like blocking with his back, and he's like, "I'm gonna protect you, Iori."
And then Shalmon is just sitting there like slapping him over and over again until eventually she's like, "All right, get ready." And Digmon's like, "Go!" And then he rolls over and just like gold rushes Shalmon and fucking kills him.
It was sick.
It was really cool. And then like, "Yay, we won!" And then like,
Kaiser's like, "That's cute." Evidramon, which I think actually is new.
Yes.
I don't think that was in
Evidramon is
that's the first new one.
Yeah, the first new Digimon we've seen. Well, that's not like,
non-protagonist.
Yeah. Did we see Evidramon?
A dragon.
Yeah. And like when someone is describing Evidramon, they say that he's very aggressive, typical of Draymon types, and I was just like, bro, what the fuck?
Racially profiling Draymons, I guess.
Rude. Also, Evidramon doesn't have a dark ring on him. He's just actually angry, so they kill him.
Yeah, no, he immediately just drags Digimon into the fucking ocean.
Yeah.
And to fucking go, and it's just like, oh god, quick. And then it just cuts to like all the other three just charging at the tower and blowing it up.
Yeah. And so Joe's like, oh shit, we're good. So
let's go. And then we got a Kakumon.
Yeah, and then a Kakumon just literally blows up Evidramon with the fucking...
And though first he saves Digimon, and then they like double team him.
And they just kill him because he's not under the control of the rings. They just kill him.
You don't see like a bit where the ring breaks. They always do that.
he's just dead.
Meanwhile, they figure out, fire works good on snow, so they're just having like Flamedramon handle all the Yukidarumon while the president take out the tower.
Yeah, Yukidarumon. So we like during the episode wrap up, I have a note that that just says, "Wow, he's similar to two of the older cast. Fancy that."
Yeah, the way that they kind of just like look at the screen at the audience and are like, "Wow, Iori sure has these traits from Joe and these traits from Koshiro. That's crazy."
I do.
No subtlety here.
I do like the line where it's like, "Oh, you're filling in for two people then," and Iori gets all flustered.
Really good. Admittedly, though, like we mentioned it earlier, but like the similarities between Iori and Joe are so much more apparent and better handled than he's curious. So he's like,
he relates a lot better to Joe than he does to. Again, I feel like Miyako would have done a much better job relating to Koshiro, but whatever.
When you've got a character who is a girl and also doesn't have a character arc, you just gotta kind of work with what you got here.
I guess, yeah. That's just the end of the episode.
Yeah, this is when my second my last note is be nice to Wormmon.
Yeah, and then you get the bit with because they're like, Kaiser just captured this area. Ha, that'll show him. And then it cuts to him in his lair, just mauling.
Be nice to a Wormmon counter. I'm kidding, by the way.
And then he's
don't do that.
And then he's like, and then Kaiser's like, well, Wormmon, what do we do now? Why aren't you saying anything?
Told me not to say anything.
Answer when spoken to.
Yeah, it's... God, he's so mean. Oh, right. At the very end, everyone is planning to meet up at Miyako's for dinner. Because they're just like, yeah, and fucking at a point, Chibimon gets like annoyed that everyone's talking about food, and he starts doing this little waddle toward Daisuke.
Okay. So no, what happens is like a bunch of people and basically invite themselves to Daisuke. Like, oh, I'm coming too. And it's like, no, you're not, because you and Chibimon will eat us fucking poor. And it's like, fine, we'll just not invite Chibimon. And Chibimon's like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know, because like at first I think she just invites Hikari, and then everyone else is like, yeah, Daisuke's like, I want to come too. And like, no, you can't.
If Hikari's going, I'm going.
You and Chibimon will eat everything.
Like, fine, we don't bring Chibimon.
And then everyone invites themselves.
It's great. They just decide. He's like, yeah, sure, my mom will just make everything. And then my very last note is Mimi episode next time. Yeah!
Woohoo!
There were some incredible shots in that preview.
I am so excited for that episode. Oh god, it's gonna be so good.
And there we go.
Yeah. And finally, to wrap everything up, we have Shin Dub Zone episode 5, Old Reliable. Cute name. I like that. I like that name.
Yeah.
Is it because get it? Because reliable.
Because he's old. Bracket 14.
So Ibidramon actually stays the same in English, and his move Twin Neptune was changed to Twin Scissors. And that's the only name changes this episode. Thank God we are out of the woods.
Fucking hell! Thank God.
Yeah.
You think those writers know what Ebby means?
No, they don't.
No, absolutely not.
So
disregard the fact actual translators had to have been part of this.
Yeah. So when Ken is talking to Wormmon, or no, he's talking to Gomamon. Like when Gomamon tries to confront him, he says, "Rule 1, don't ever talk to me without calling me sir. Rule 2, don't talk to me." And then he hits him. Pretty good. And then when he's being mean to Wormmon, he says, "Move it, Wormmon. I want you to make me hot chocolate." Like, fucking child, you fucking 12-year-old.
I mean, if I was 12 and I had a hard day's work subjugating a bunch of Digimon, I would also want a hot chocolate.
I'd be like, oh, this is rough. I want some chocolate.
Okay.
Some hot chocolate, some warmed chocolate, even.
So I'm sure some of you saw the preview of my notes that I put in.
Yeah.
It's. I was about to say the more it's Yori's granddad, isn't it?
Oh, it sure is. Oh boy, that sure is the really racist guy doing an Asian accent voice. Oh boy,
no.
it's bad.
Is he doing the broken English?
Yup. No, it's not. He's not really doing broken English, but he's talking in that way, like
Is it like Is it just a Mr. Miyagi impression?
Yeah. Like we're talking like the I don't want to do it. Like I don't want to do the voice. I'm not gonna do it, but like.
But you know what it sounds like.
Yeah, you all know what it sounds like. That his grandpa just talked like that. It sucks. I got so blindsided by that because it's like, yeah, sure, sometimes the Saban writers are a little racist about the things they do as far as like Japanese culture, but fuck, dude, are you kidding me? Like, I don't even think in early 2000s this was really all that kosher. Like, fucking hell, man. Anyway, when Yoli finds out that Joe is a doctor, she asked him to look at her tonsils.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't fucking know why.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Cody Armadillomon conflict just isn't in the dub at all. They just don't. It's not a thing.
Okay. I mean, it kind of just wrapped up on itself anyway, but like, yeah.
But you don't get to your grumpy little Armadimon though.
Yeah, you don't get to hear me.
I will also be fair. I feel like that's like the most believably angry you can make Armadimon.
True.
Just a little annoyed that he got stood up.
Yeah.
When Joe is handing Cody like medicine, he says, "Here, it's herbal tea, 10% herbal, 90% tea." I was like, all right, sure, good enough. Gomamon makes a bunch of really bad puns.
Of course.
To try and distract Shellmon.
Hey, just like me.
Yeah. And when Davis is doing the armor evolution in this episode, for some reason, he says, "Digi-armor energize." It's like a really weird reading of it.
Oh, yeah, there's like I remember that now. Sometimes there's just I think everyone has this where there's like an alternate take on that where they just like do a bunch of weird pauses.
Yeah. It's very strange. This is the first time I've heard it in the dub. And then of course we get our third piece of unique music for a fight scene, which is "Let's Kick It Up."
Let's kick it up.
But,
We
like,
got
unreal.
so fucking many of
There's
these.
so many songs. It's gonna be.
You can tell that they were like working on the Digimon movie kind of already as this was being made, and they were like, "Well, we got a bunch of made for that movie. Might as well use it here."
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
Is this like 4 or 5? I can't remember.
This
5.
5? Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, that was my last note is a third fucking song. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Means
I wasn't huge on these. I wasn't huge on these episodes, admittedly.
These episodes for me are just carried because I love the O2 kids. The new ones anyway.
It's this weird bit where I really like the O2 kids, but like the show they inhabit, at least these first 5 episodes, I don't think they were very good.
I think it just suffers from these are the first 5 episodes of the show. Here's all of the exposition, and here's all of the characters, and here's everything you need to know.
They really speed run like any expository stuff, which is definitely to the show's detriment. It also doesn't help that just kind of like clearly the budget's a bit lower because it doesn't look as good, save for that one really specific fight cut that looked better than stuff in the original adventure.
Like, there wasn't really there was some character introductory stuff. The stuff with Daisuke in episode 4 just kind of wasn't really anything.
Yeah.
All the weird either bad or just non-explanations of how things work now. I don't know. This one, I was a lot more bothered by these episodes than I imagined I was going to be.
Because I know for a fact that once everything kind of settles and they settle into proper character dynamics for everybody, I know I'm gonna wind up enjoying this a lot more because I know I enjoy this cast. I love this cast. And watching these first episodes, I was like, man, this is a really rough start for them, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. I was just like, for the first batch, this was rough. This was a lot rougher than I think of Adventure's first 5 episodes were.
I would agree. I still enjoyed them, but yeah, I definitely had a lot more issues this time around where I was just like, yeah, some of this is kind of rough.
I liked it.
It gets better. We know it gets better.
Yeah, we've all seen this. Everyone who's currently present has all seen it, so we know it gets better, but man, knowing it gets better might actually make these first 5 a bit harder to watch.
So, Angel, what do you think of the first 5 episodes of 02?
Ah, fuck.
It was great.
I
love
awesome. It's my favorite series now. Vmon is cooler than Shine Greymon. Thanks, Angel.
I have actually decided that I think War Greymon is cooler than Shine Greymon. Wow, really, Angel? That's interesting. Thanks.
That's so cool. I'm glad we have you saying that on record now.
It's weird
definitely.
that guy didn't even show up in any of these episodes, but you still changed your mind about him.
Yeah, I just thought I just had to change your heart. You know how it goes. That's great, Angel. Thanks.
That's so cool.
That's really awesome, Angel. We really appreciate you.
Yeah.
That one's true. That one's actually true.
That was actually true.
Well, everything we said was true.
Yeah.
Angel's not even gonna hear me say that one's actually true. That's gonna make me a little sad.
These episodes
no, Angel doesn't watch these.
Yeah.
DAGYAA?
DAGYAA?
DAGYAA. Thank you for continuing to watch the DigiVerse DiveCast, and welcome to Adventure 02, everybody. Nothing really much to say at the end of this episode. Pretty simple stuff. There's still nothing to really shill at all. Maybe someday, soon-ish, but, just continue to show the same love and support you have been, and that's all I could really ask for. See you next time.